notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co.
All right, good morning and welcome in here on this Wednesday morning as we are live from our Southern Regional Medical Center studio. Shout out to the team here at SRMC as Southern Regional helps bring you Tingle & Co. every day. Take great care of us. They'll take great care of you. It is your choice where you go for your medical care. Choose Southern Regional Medical Center, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Shreveport. 3 great locations here in the great state of Louisiana where Southern Regional Medical Center is located. They also house Tingle & Co. brought to you by FanDuel. Bang! FanDuel logo up in the top left-hand corner every single morning. How about that, huh, Christy?
Yep, FanDuel logo.
Where do you think it is, Christy? Where do you want to? Would you point?
Where
to
is it? Don't look at the screen.
It's over here.
There you
go.
Good job, fellas. Every single day, we're brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Make sure you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, head over to the FanDuel Sportsbook website, and get ready for college football. That is right around the corner. We are 17 days away from LSU football, 10 days away from college football in general. Week 0, just 10 days away. Of course, get your bets in now on Week 0 college football, and maybe even sprinkle on LSU a little early. The last FanDuel line I checked for LSU Clemson, the real Tigers in the real Death Valley, LSU was favored at home by 9.5 points. I'm going to pull it up right now, see if that is still the same via the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and it is. LSU favored by 9.5. The over/under still sits at 50.5, and money line is minus 375 for LSU on September 5th at 6:30 p.m. against Dabo and the Clemson Tigers. That is 17 days away. Lloyd, Wyatt, Christian, fellas, how are we doing? Good morning.
Excellent, sir. How are you?
Oh, doing. I mean, rough morning actually, but pretty good. Glad to get in here. It's funny walking through that door. Turn the morning around.
That's right. That's what we're supposed to do.
out.
And hopefully we do the same thing for everybody that turns on the stream. Likes
Amen.
and subscribes.
There you go.
Maybe
Likes
you can
and
listen to the pod after.
Maybe even some notification bells. Ring that.
Absolutely. Ring that bell.
Look what happens when Noah shows up late. We're live earlier than we have been in a week.
Well, the best thing about this little poor central traffic.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this again for like 2 months.
Yeah. There you go.
Off the hook.
Got you off the hook.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate this morning. I get caught in the traffic on Hooper Road behind a wreck. Hope everyone's okay. But got caught in the traffic. Couldn't see if there was a wreck or what caused the traffic. So I tried to take a page out of the Lloyd Courtney book of patience. Mm-hmm. My first reaction was, I'm going to turn around and go the other way. But a lot of times when you try to make a rash decision like that, it can compound into a worse situation. So I was like, I'm going to try to stick it through and stay in this, and hopefully it'll clear up and I'll be good to go. About 10-ish, 15 minutes later, get a text from like the emergency text line, both lanes closed, please reroute. And I was like, nice, should have turned around.
Could have.
But I was like, okay. So I was able to reverse a little bit, go into a driveway, back out, go the other way. Took me about an hour 15 to get here this morning. Very unfortunate. It was awful. It was so bad.
No show today, boys.
I was sitting there. I was like, we're going to start at 9.
So after you turn around, there was more traffic later to be found.
Yes.
Really?
Because that's the
Everybody
thing. That's the thing
did
about
it.
Central, right? So the wreck happens on a 2-lane road where it's one
Yes.
this way, one this way.
Yes.
And when you turn around, you're going down the opposite lane, getting onto another 2-lane road. But so is everybody else because this one is now closed. So everyone's going that way because there's no other ways to go.
It's like a cool party.
It was tough. It was it was rough. And school is starting. There it is. Hopefully, I wish the best and prayers for those that were in the accident. Because, look, I've been in that situation.
Sometimes,
so it helps me keep my calm a little bit because I was like, you know what? I did stop traffic one time.
You did.
So I was like, they probably were mad at me. Nothing I could do.
What if they're listening in the hospital?
I hope I genuinely do wish them the best. I actually didn't get in a bad mood until I got caught in the second traffic.
The after party.
That had nothing to do with the actual wreck. It had to do with school lines and carpools and all of it. It was A long ride in this morning, but glad to be here. It turned my morning around when I walked into work this morning. That's always good. That's always good. But 17 days away, Wyatt. Who do we have on the list of 17? Before you give your list, everyone thinks of 117 at first, right?
Yes.
Number 17. You think of 17 at LSU. There is one that stands above them all.
Of course.
Racy McMath.
Fucking
I do love Racy, but it's Mo Claiborne.
I love Racy McMath, but no. Yeah, it's Morris Claiborne. And we got some Benny Brazil, Racy McMath, as he said, Chris Hilton, Stephen Rivers. And then the play.
Shout out Stephen Rivers.
Shout out Stephen Rivers. And then the play we've got today, a little Morris Claiborne 99-yard kick return touchdown against West Virginia in Morgantown back in 2011. That team was so good. I remember watching this game after I went and saw like Free Willy, I remember, in the theaters, and then went home.
You're old as shit.
Or maybe it wasn't Free Willy. It was some kind of whale movie, whatever. And then went with my grandpa to watch the game at his house or whatever. I don't know what it was.
Good movie.
And I don't know. I was like looking through the highlights, watching this clip. I don't remember this being as like raucous of an environment as it was. Really, I guess because I was only like 10,
right.
So I don't remember like the antics and everything of it. Like I left it in the beginning of this clip. Morgantown's fucking rocking. At the beginning of this clip, and then it's like an all-time crowd silencer from Morris Claiborne. This shit is really crazy. I don't remember it being like a 6-point game ever. Because I remember Tyrann Mathieu had the awesome interception where he bats the ball up and catches it, goes down at the 1 right before halftime. And then I thought you were up 27-7. I'm pretty sure they were. And then I guess West Virginia scored 2 touchdowns, and then Morris Claiborne shut that shit down real quick.
Yeah, this is all-time like momentum swing because this goes back a while. LSU West Virginia was like a thing.
2 years in a row.
Well, and it's because of the 2007. They blame LSU because they should have gotten in. They think, well, don't lose to Pitt that had 2 wins. That's on you. But then they're like, damn, still a 2-win team because that was their best chance to win a national championship.
Right.
Very good. And so then, fast forward, West Virginia comes to Baton Rouge. And that's when West Virginia gets their heart ripped out again by LSU. Patrick Peterson runs the punt back, hits the Heisman on him.
Tyrann Mathieu had a pick.
I immediately get ejected from that game because I lost my mind. And we got in a fight in the stands because West Virginia not backing down LSU. Peak of my powers. Like, no, I'll take you. Let's go. I have to have the high ground. And then I was not old enough to be. My parents didn't go. Sean invited 3 of his fraternity brothers and me, and so we didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I mean,
and then in front of us were 4 fraternity from West Virginia, so it was never good.
Yeah,
and then we get escorted out, the big state troopers with the flat brim. He was like questioning us in the tunnel, and I was like, well, let's just go. Like, we're clearly not gonna be allowed back in. It's like, no, it's if you're going to jail. I'm like, like, for what? He's like, well, have you been drinking? And I go, of course I've fucking been drinking. It's Death Valley. It's Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. And I was like, Sean's like, not a good answer. I was like, bad answer, but got out of there.
Well, I think that answer just depends on the officer.
Exactly.
Some officers
get the
might
hell
be
out of here. Yeah.
Officer Lloyd Courtney would be like, get out of here.
No, actually, you're going to jail because you're sober right now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
That's a good point.
But so that was the year before that this game happened, and West Virginia was definitely trying to get their look back. Tavon Austin, Tyrann Mathieu talked a massive amount of shit before the game. It was like, oh, this is a... And you were watching Free Willy. I was at the fraternity house. We did this on a blow-up TV outside. Nice. So 2 different walks of life at that point in time. But yes, this was a all-time moment.
That team was good. Like Geno Smith, Tavon Austin are the headline. But then Stedman Bailey was a fucking dog as well. They had Bruce Irvin on their defense as well. Like, this team was very fucking good, and this environment was crazy.
But it turned up for the LSU game when it was in Baton Rouge. It was so loud that Geno Smith got under the guard. And
I remember that.
And then I was like, oh, my God, what is that? The place was vibrating. And it's like, Geno Smith was a veteran quarterback. It's like, oh, God, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
And then it's like, LSU was so in your head. And then they tried to return the favor. LSU does it again.
I mean, it is bumping in there.
This is great.
I mean, this is so good.
Brooks and Claiborne are back. From the 1 is Claiborne. Burst to the 35, 40, 45, midfield. Won't catch you, folks.
Wait, gambling.
99 yards.
at the dogs.
Look at, I mean, that is the player.
They are all built. A running back. That's
That is elite. The greatest number 17 in LSU history, Morris Claiborne. Shout out.
great pull.
And what I will say, what that's got me thinking is it's unfortunate that is kind of dissipating in this college football landscape where those games aren't going to happen as much anymore.
Yep.
Like, think about from the way you laid it out, right?
Oh.
Everything that happens in 07, then they kind of like, okay, storyline, let's set up these two games in 2010, 2011, and then you have two great football teams going at it, great atmospheres,
Two
great
fan
football,
bases
like,
that are,
but
let's
now-
see who's going down first. And neither one of them.
Now you're not going to get that.
I
Because
know.
they're not going to schedule out of conference to. It's unfortunate. Like, it does kind of make me sad. Like, looking at that,
100%.
being like, man, we're not going to get to have that.
No,
anymore.
that's the
It's
beauty.
literally Wyatt and I's argument about this. Whenever somebody, it's like that.
Yes.
That right there. You lose that. And
Right.
this 2011 team, mind you, also played Oregon
Yes.
to start the season. You know how crazy of a non-conference slate that is to be like, yeah, we're going to go to Jerry's World and beat the piss out of a top 5 Oregon
Right.
team, and then we're going to go to Morgantown and beat the fuck out of a couple future NFL players in West Virginia.
Very true.
Awesome.
No,
So awesome.
It's unfortunate that that's going away. Like, even to think about like this season, like Clemson, right? Like you play Clemson in the 2019 Natty. You're both two teams with like Heisman level quarterbacks, all these things. Then you schedule down the line back-to-back season openers, a home and home in 2025 and 2026. It just so happens that the team ended up neither of them were very good last season.
Clemson's too nice.
And it didn't work that way. But like those types of games where you have the storylines and the things are disappearing from our sport, and it is very upsetting because it's kind of like what I thought. Because I will love when storylines are taken into account.
Oh, yeah.
When you schedule a game, like coming out of the 2025 LSU baseball national championship, we were kind of like, why don't they play Coastal week game number one, like opening weekend? Because you have the storyline, you got all things. Chenal will be suspended for the first game because of what happened. Get the same umpiring crew there too. So even our guy that fell, and just because you need to take storylines into account because it makes the sport that much better. And it's unfortunate that it won't be continuing that way. But great pull this morning, Wyatt. 17 days away from LSU football getting kicked off. And once again, another shout-out to Stephen Rivers, who has been brought up more on this show in the last week than ever, I think. And so we appreciate Carter the Power for making that possible.
Just want to make sure he gets his due.
That is true. Very, very true. But this morning we will have a WAFB hour number 2. As in 30 minutes at 9 a.m., we will have Jacques Doucet join us. Then right after him at 9:30, John Eads will join us to help talk a little bit about fall camp, everything that's transpired up to this point through as we get ready for LSU football. We'll have John and Jacques in. Jacques at 9, Eads at 9:30 this morning. So make sure you are in here for that. But plenty of news through the news wire. The biggest thing for me was I woke up this morning, and it was funny how my mind starts to work with football. Lloyd and I were talking yesterday, like this is the last week of media availability, and then classes start next week, and then literally LSU football is right there to be had. I was sitting there, and I was like, well, today's Wednesday, and which means we're about to get to Friday, which means the weekend, and then we'll get to next week. And this one's already gone by so fast. I was like, I'm going to wake up soon, and college football is going to be here.
Oh, yeah. Someone made the point the other day, and it kind of hit me. It was like, this Sunday is game week for week 0. Like, starting this Sunday in 4 days. And, like, I've been because I do the daily countdown every day. I remember doing it in, like, Tampa, where it was, like, 40 days away. We're less than half of that. And Tampa was, like, yesterday. Like, we just left Tampa. And so it's like, this is going by very fast. We are going to be there
I love the
very
way you
soon.
look at it, like 4 days away from game week for the week 0 teams.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, football will be on your
100%.
TV.
Exactly.
How
We're
short
there.
can I make it sound? I love that. Nice.
Well, it's like whenever you're sitting in class and you're looking at the clock in the corner, and you're like, so I've got 1 hour, so that means 6 times needs to go this much, and so you're just watching it. And you're
Quick
just,
question: when y'all
That's
would
why
like
they don't
look
put
at
clocks
time,
in church.
whenever y'all look at time, and you're like counting it down to like see how long it would take would you count a minute in your head? Like, I'm going to count 2 minutes in my head. Get these 2 minutes.
I'm sure I have
I'm
before.
sure I've done
Like,
it.
dude,
I don't remember doing it that often.
I do that shit all the time.
Like you count to like 120?
60, and then I'm like, okay, I'll do 1 more minute here, and then I'll count to a minute again, and I'm like, all right, that's 2 minutes down, and it really does help. It does help. Like, I'll do it, and then I'll do it like when there's 4 minutes left instead of 20. It does help though.
Do you know how diabolically boring whatever you're doing has to be to just? I'm just gonna sit there and count.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it.
That's at church. That's my church
like
move.
a ceiling like this.
Yeah, you just
start
count all the
counting
quadrants. Yeah.
You start counting the specs. You're like, okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I don't do that. That's I can't take it.
I count the at church when I used to. With God, had to go. They had like this light fixture above it. There's 13 of them in there. I've counted it so many times.
Yeah.
Counted by twos, by threes.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my grandpa said he did the same thing. He'd count the organ pipes. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. I'll go over there.
Yeah.
God, what a disaster.
But no, that's
But
the
I
way
mean,
my.
I'm still in school. I take
Yeah,
college.
I know.
still have to do, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way my
You can
brain.
also get up and leave.
That's also true.
I've done that a couple. Like this, not
In
today.
class?
Yeah, no,
Today's
I'm
not a-
so fucking miserable. I'm
Today's not a
going.
class day.
No.
I need the grade.
That is a good
Attendance.
feeling when you're just like, you know what, I'm out.
And then you see, like, it puts your buddy, like, oh, he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, now I'm leaving.
You're right.
And then you haven't gone to class in 3 months. And that's a really bad feeling.
It is. But football is slowly but surely, or maybe fastly but surely, getting here. Week 0 right around the corner, and then right after that you'll have LSU football versus Clemson September 5th. We're working on some fun things for what game days could include from the Tingle & Co. crew, so make sure you stay on the lookout.
What do you want us to do?
For what? Yeah, that's also a very good point. What would you like from Tingle & Co.? We've had a couple people reach out and talk about post-game shows, but if there are any other ideas maybe outside of the norm of just like a preview show and a recap show.
Pre-game show.
Right, all those things. Like anything that you guys, as the viewers, because y'all are the heartbeat of this whole thing, want from us.
Halftime show.
Let us know.
Or if you're offering drinks, ask us to pull up to your tailgate.
Well, yeah, he's 21.
21.
That's true. He is 21.
This is his first. This is your first real.
Yeah.
Like you can get that. No, I'm saying like people aren't going to assume that you can just walk up and if like, hey, there's drinks over there. You can just go get one instead of being like, oh, I'm going to get tackled by the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is true. Like, I don't have to worry about getting MIP or anything like that.
And they'll just throw you one now.
No, we literally had our meeting with Bally's, and they take us on a walk through the casino, and Christian had to stand outside.
That was awesome.
Oh, I was so close to. I was like, it was like half a month
It was,
away.
No. It was the next week.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't get in.
Like, I'll just go stand outside, guys.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
You got
But
Glanzberged.
it's okay. But that's because Bally's follows the rules.
That's right.
They take great care of you. But I do want to talk about this just a little bit before we dive into football because, of course, all hour 2 will be fall camp reports with our friends from WFB, Jacques Doucet and John Eads. We'll see what Chrissy saw when he made his way out to practice yesterday evening, see if he has any key takeaways. But before that, what was everyone's reaction to the news yesterday that R.J. Luis will now have his preliminary injunction hearing next Monday, August 24th at 1:30 p.m.? There are, of course, some details on that as well. I will say exactly what we've kind of said this entire time of this Will Wade era, the second Will Wade era at LSU, in that he is in control. He has a plan. He knows what he's doing. I know people got tired of hearing trust the general, trust Will Wade. He's got a plan, but he does. We have been lucky enough to know Coach Wade personally and have a relationship with him his first stint at LSU, even when he wasn't at LSU, and then, of course, now that he's back. And there's one thing I can tell you, he is never not prepared. He does not get caught off guard. He is very much always prepared for what can happen. He's not going to do something without a plan being around it. He didn't go and bring in R.J. Luis and get him to commit to LSU without having an idea and or a plan of what was going to happen and how it was going to play out. I will say LSU is now a part of college athletics in the year 2026 because name a school at this point that's serious about athletics that has not had some sort of injunction hearing. And I know people are going to – and so I'll tell you this. Go ahead and prepare yourself now when this plays out on Monday in the way it's going to play out because, look, when these injunction hearings happen, the injunction happens. The temporary restraining order happens, and the player becomes eligible. And so I'm not saying this is no inside sourcing. I'm just saying every time we've seen these things play out, right? Use Trinidad Chambliss and Ole Miss as an example. He had a a runny nose,
tonsillitis.
Hey, don't joke about that.
And now he's got another year of eligibility because they went to a Mississippi court and they were able to get it passed, and now he's playing. When you've seen these things play out, this is how it's happened. So I'm saying if the theme continues on, and as confident as I know Will has been, as we've told you Coach Wade has been in this situation, you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to play out. And so if it plays out that way, if or when it plays out that way, prepare yourself, because a lot of people in America are not going to be happy about it because they don't like Will Wade. They don't like LSU basketball. I mean, think about how just angry Jeff Goodman was when R.J. Luis just committed. Like, that's all it was just a commitment, and Jeff was angry. A lot of people were mad. Wait until this happens. This plays out. They're going to be mad. So prepare yourself now to take a couple of hits and roll with the punches around LSU basketball, Will Wade, and everything that's going to transpire. But this will happen next Monday, August 24th, 1:30 p.m. Luis has been in Baton Rouge practicing for some time. LSU coach Will Wade, like we've said for weeks, is confident that he will be eligible to play basketball for LSU this season. Like I've said, Will Wade has a plan always, and you are now seeing it play out. This is the one player with the biggest question mark around his eligibility. So you've heard a lot of things about LSU only having 5 players. No offense, Jaden. They've got more than that. We've told you that. And the one with the biggest question mark is the one you're going to get to see play out first. And so if or when he becomes deemed eligible, it should kind of let you know what's going to transpire after that. So will everybody else. This professional team that people are upset he's put together will become eligible, and LSU will have a pretty dang good basketball roster under Will Wade, which is what it's supposed to be. That's why you do it. The same way we talk about football. Why do you fire Brian Kelly and hire Lane Kiffin and then pour $40 million into it? Because it's time to win. You don't go hire Lane Kiffin if you're not ready to pour that money in and bring a winner. They did the same thing with basketball. There's a commitment to winning at LSU, and Will Wade is ready for it. Wyatt, what are some of the details around what's going to happen next Monday, and then also your thoughts, your take on the reaction around R.J. Luis and his potential temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction hearing next Monday?
Yeah, so obviously, as you said, it happens next Monday, August 24th at 1:30 p.m. The judge residing over the case is the Honorable Ronald Johnson, who grew up in Baton Rouge, attended school in Baton Rouge, has a degree from Southern University, from LSU. Well, I almost said LSU University. But so I think that makes it look good from the LSU standpoint. I agree with you. I don't think Will Wade and the staff would have done all of this if they didn't feel like there was a very good chance he becomes eligible. Obviously, he was drafted, or not drafted, he was signed on a 2-way contract with the Jazz in 2025 after he declared for the draft and went undrafted, and then was traded to the Celtics in August. He did not appear in any G League games. I think the ones, if you go and look at his stats, I think they were Summer League games that he was a part of, but he was the Big East Player of the Year his last year at St. John's, averaged 18.2 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and that St. John's team was a 2 seed, I believe, and won the Big East title. So this is such a massive piece of Will Wade's roster. What I'm most interested to see, because I do hold the same confidence I think that the basketball staff holds in terms of him being able to get eligible, I'm very interested to see the backlash and what happens going forward after this, if he is indeed ruled eligible, because I don't think this hearing on Monday is the last thing that happens in this saga. I definitely think the NCAA will push back and file an appeal or whatever they need to do. And then if you go back and look at like the Brendan Sorsby situation, the thing that actually ended up kind of breaking Texas Tech's will and just kind of mutually parting ways with him was not the NCAA. You can get around the NCAA bylaws just by going and getting an injunction and doing it the court way. It was kind of the rest of the schools in the Big 12 and around the country coming together to be like, we're not going to play Texas Tech. So I don't think this situation is obviously as bad as the Sorsby situation. He gambled on his own team. But I'm interested to see if there is any backlash from other schools, whether it be around the country, in the SEC, whether they do a thing where it's like, we're not going to schedule LSU, something like that of the Sorsby situation. I don't think it will be as bad as the Sorsby situation, but I'm interested to see if there's anything that comes out of that.
I think it's a really good point, because I think that is a valid thought. Because when we kind of talked about it, right, some people viewed these in a similar light. Like I said, I think the Sorsby, I agree with you, is a much worse situation.
Right.
The one thing that I'll say kind of to that point to maybe make people feel better about it or less worried about that potentially happening is teams aren't going to speak out about it because everyone else is doing it too.
Yes.
Like majority of Power 4 college basketball will probably lose a starter if you said these guys weren't eligible. Or if you didn't want to play any team with a former professional player on the team, guess what? Then you wouldn't be able to play anybody that's worth a crap, right? Because Kentucky's done it. Florida's done it, right? You've seen all these teams. They're also doing it. And then to the scheduling standpoint of we won't schedule LSU, these things have been known about for a while. The R.J. Luis news happened in, June? May? Right? All those other professional players all happened in May. And guess what? Since then, since the roster and those things have been combined, Houston has scheduled LSU. Gonzaga has scheduled LSU. High Point scheduled LSU. I mean, these are teams that play in the tournament. Two of them, national championship contending teams in Gonzaga and Houston. Those are legitimate programs that are scheduling LSU. If big-time programs were upset about what LSU was doing, they wouldn't schedule them. And so I do agree, Wyatt. I think there's going to be backlash. I think there's going to be people that speak out about this. I just don't think it's going to be from other programs, because that would be casting stones from a glass house. Because if, say, Todd Golden says something about it at Florida, guess what Will Wade can do? Or we can do on this microphone, say, well, what about the guys on your roster? Because Todd Golden has, I'm pretty sure he's got two guys that played professionally before coming to Florida.
You truly are splitting hairs about the situation whenever you've had professional players, quote unquote.
Right.
And then you're going to say, well, LSU did it this way, and its circumstances are way different than what we did. Whenever it's basically, we're all trying to fish from the same waters here. I think LSU's biggest hurdle to clear, I think we all feel like LSU will get the injunction, correct? That's when it becomes, because you filed an injunction, it opens up the door for the NCAA to be able to appeal it. And if the NCAA appeals, it has the Bediako case to rely on as to how that whole thing went down. But the difference between Bediako and Luis signed but never played. Bediako actually played. And so that's still, if we're going to make distinctions, and we got to be very distinct about what we're distincting on.
Right.
And that is how the case kind of turned. The next hurdle is going to be fighting how much does it, when do you want to pick this fight with the NCAA? Because they can basically just waive all of your wins in every game R.J. Luis played in. And that's just what you're going to have to come to terms with. If it's going to be that all of these wins will be vacated and LSU doesn't care, that's fine with me. But it is something that could very much happen. And then if that is the case, you're not going to make the tournament. Because I would imagine R.J. Luis is going to play in a lot of basketball games, and you're going to win a lot of basketball games. And there will be people on the committee that will look at LSU and look for any reason to not put them in. You're going to be massively, the way you get seated, don't let it surprise you that it's not going to be, you're not going to be ruled with any favor.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're going to look at you and be like, anything to keep LSU out the tournament, and I don't know why, but it will be that way for as long as Will Wade's head coach at LSU. He hasn't made any friends.
No, you are the bad guy.
Yeah.
That is the case. And it'll be interesting to see kind of how it plays out, what the rules are, what the rulings around this are going to look like. Because ultimately, I do think this team, Luis, the other guys on this roster, become eligible, and LSU has, like Will Wade, sat in this chair that Chrissy is sitting in right now. In his first interview since being the LSU head basketball coach, and said, top 15 roster in the sport. When all these guys are eligible, that's what they'll be.
And I think, to Lloyd's point, what's so interesting, you mentioned people holding it against them when it comes to putting them in the tournament. I think it was about a week ago now, or a couple days ago, one member of the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee had this quote. This is a tweet from Jeff Goodman. This is the quote. The NCAA may not be able to threaten teams that use players deemed ineligible by the NCAA, but I can penalize them, and so can other committee members if they want, whether it's by underseeding them, or even not including them in the field. First of all, what an idiotic thing to say as an anonymous member of the college basketball tournament committee. But I don't think there's any – I don't think that can happen. I don't think you can do that. I think you're going to get – sued to absolute Timbuktu, but I just think that is a funny thing to say. Even anonymously, there's only so many guys on the committee. I just think that's an insane thing to say, but it struck a chord with me when you said that LSU could get penalized if they deem RJ Luis eligible or ineligible.
Then there was also a statement from 2026-27 men's basketball committee chair Martin Newton, who said, and this was posted by NCAA March Madness one day ago, the men's basketball committee's charge is to set up the most competitively balanced tournament possible, selecting the best 44 at-large teams to join 32 automatic qualifiers and then seeding those 76 teams. It is not under the committee's purview to pass judgment on players deemed eligible by an institution, conference, the NCAA, or other entity. A player's or coach's availability or unavailability shall be considered without prejudice. This is a consistent application to the selection, seeding, and bracketing principles and procedures, which are viewed and shared annually. That is Martin Newton, Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Samford University, and the 2026-27 Division I Men's Basketball Committee Chair. So, we shall see how this all plays out for LSU men's basketball. But like I said, Will Wade is doing what's best for LSU, because what's best for LSU is for LSU men's basketball to win basketball games. And he's putting together a winner. This will be one of those first dominoes to fall in the preliminary injunction hearing for RJ Luis next Monday, August 24th at 1:30 p.m. And like White said, it will be resided over by a judge who grew up in Baton Rouge, graduated from Southern and the Southern University Law Center, and then earned his Juris Doctor degree from Louisiana State University Paul M. Hebert School of Law. So that's 2026 college athletics. LSU wouldn't be a part of the new world, new age college athletics if they didn't have one of these cases going on, because that's just the way the sports work.
And the other thing that you have in your back pocket for this whole thing is if you get the injunction, which, I mean,
time would tell you, probably so.
Go Tigers.
There you go.
That's why you get this one. That's why you do this. Then you still have the 5-for-5 rule that could come into. So you have some things on your side as to why you won't necessarily have to go all the way down shit hill. But if it does, just know that that's the only thing that you're looking out for, is what the NCAA is going to try to do to you if you don't, if this has any sort of pushback by them.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Because I also think about I'll bring up the Chambliss case again. What would you remember the term that was used for why Chambliss should be eligible?
Yeah, it was unfair or something.
Irreparable harm.
Irreparable harm, yeah.
Which I would say, pretty vague term. That's not really defined in what does that mean? What does irreparable harm mean? Do you have a definition?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know the exact definition, but I know in this context, if you take something away that will absolutely change the course of his life, according to these, what they're saying it will do. If Trey'Dez Chambliss can't play another year of college football, his life is forever changed. He did irreparable harm to his career, his brand, whatever. And so that's what, I mean, it's not necessarily wrong.
Right.
Because you don't know what's going to happen to RJ Luis. Same thing, because he tried professional basketball. If he doesn't get another year to prove himself somewhere, which in college, you might cause irreparable harm to his ability to make a living and play basketball. And you're causing irreparable harm by not letting him get his NIL money.
Right. And that's the thing. If that's how they want to run it, right? Irreparable harm, and that's the case. That's the situation, right? I believe he had a season-ending injury when he was, he got hurt, and he was waived by the Maine Celtics in November of 2025, and underwent a procedure for a lingering injury. And to that, I mean, he got hurt, had that lingering injury, ended up getting waived from his contract. You could say because of that injury, and could be deemed useless by the NBA, because now you're hurt, you can't really do anything for us, so we're kind of done with you. So if he doesn't get another chance to prove himself, that's irreparable harm, because the NBA has already deemed him not worthy. even though in his opinion and his skill set he is. You know, I was talking to CJ from Tiger Bait, and he's kind of said some similar things about this case and the preparation. And this isn't a surprise that this is going down the way it is because Will Wade has a plan. He always does. That was one of the things CJ said. He has a plan. Like we've told you, like plenty of people that have a finger on the pulse of this program and know Will Wade, know the situation around LSU men's basketball. Will Wade's always got a plan. And he sat right there. He was like, we got a few tricks up. We're going to be all right. I post that clip every time an announcement is made because as many doubters and haters and naysayers as there were, he will only continue to prove them wrong as this roster gets put together, and it is a top 15 roster in the sport, like Will said. So, shout out to Coach Wade. We appreciate all the hard work. And bringing a winner back to Baton Rouge should be exciting. Of course, stay up to date on what August 24th at 1:30 p.m. has in store with that preliminary injunction hearing. Before we go to break to set up Jacques Doucet at 9 a.m., Chrissy, you were out at practice yesterday.
Yeah, I was.
You were out at practice the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Has anything stood out to you over the last couple of days?
No, I
seemed
guess
like
I didn't
you didn't
get my
go.
practice report on Monday either. Was it Monday?
I don't know.
10 o'clock practice
Yeah.
on Monday and then a 6:30 practice yesterday. Well, we saw a few guys take on the gold colors.
Yep.
The gold
DJ
cloak.
Pickett this time in 5.
Yep.
No, I was thinking about it yesterday. Jay Daniels was 1 year removed from wearing the gold 5.
That is true.
He almost wore it. He didn't, so I guess that's DJ Pickett's gold 5. Yesterday we saw more individual periods. We are able to kind of see before practice a little 11-on-11 through the fence. I'm not sure I can report on it, but it is interesting because what you are seeing on the practice reports from some of these other media outlets reporting things from scrimmages on who's starting, little tidbits. A lot of it is true. Like I would say from what I saw yesterday through the fence, a lot of those tidbits are true on who is starting at the D-line, who is starting on offense, who is playing well, who's in gold jerseys, who's getting the ball. Like I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
Trey Wilson is one that's come along. Now, I'm not going to say that's because of individual periods, but I would say he has taken a jump because earlier in fall camp and then even in spring last year, you saw Winnie Watkins and Jace Brown and Jackson Harris kind of be the 3 in front of him. I think he's jumped to at least the 2 spot. I don't know if he's necessarily your 1 option because it is the middle of fall camp. I think some guys are dealing with some injuries. They're a little banged up, especially like a guy like Winnie. But Trey Wilson is in the rotation for being on the field as your wide receiver 1 or 2. Like he is on the field, and it's good to see because a guy like him, when he's healthy, like he's probably your quickest receiver on it. Like laterally, he is the quickest. Side to side, moving east to west, west to east, he is the quickest on the team. So it's good to see him because get him in space. I mean, he's going to look a lot like Xavion Thomas, Aaron Anderson, Barryon Brown, guys like that can move, make a guy miss, get up and down the field. Outside of that, I mean, the offensive line you've seen progress, come together. Bo Bordelon's still starting at left guard. Defensive line's still a thing to keep an eye out for because I think as much as we talk about depth in the defensive in the defense, D-line has a lot of it. Like those freshmen are depth. Like they can play, all of them. You see Lamar Brown sticking at edge. He didn't necessarily play edge in high school.
Mm-mm.
He did play edge. He was listed as a defensive tackle, but he played edge. He's playing edge for LSU, and I think that's more of a testament to how athletic he is, how ready he is, strength-wise too. Because I mean, you have to be strong to play edge, not just D tackle, but to be quick and and sturdy and strong. Like that's impressive. And then I would say it'll be interesting to see what they do with the safety room because we just saw our guy from Arizona State. We're looking at him to get like. That's going to be interesting because TaMarcus Cooley, right, he's kind of known as your coverage safety. Mm-hmm. So that's one that room's hard to report on because you haven't really seen it at 11-on-11. I would like to see it in 11-on-11. We can't.
Wouldn't we all?
We're just seeing tackling drills. We're just seeing individual, go intercept the ball that Blake Baker throws to you drill. So But yeah, that's my practice report. Hopefully
there we go. Yeah, no, I think from everything that's been reported, of course, getting out there, a couple of things that have been, the big occurrences the last couple of days. Been some guys that haven't been at practice. Harlan Berry was back out there yesterday on the bike, staying active, getting some work in. There's been some reports they had a little stomach bug, wasn't feeling very well. Jordan Ross, Malik Blockton, once again, weren't out there. Lane said on Monday those guys will be that they are fine, and so take that for what it is. You've seen Roman Mothershed in that tight end room. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. I think we kind of all agreed that's less of a concern about tight end, more of a let's find a way to get Mothershed on the field because he's a playmaker, and it might help him get out there sooner. Defensive line, I think, is the most intriguing thing to look at. We'll, of course, dive into all this with Jacques and John, but I think it is the most intriguing thing because of what you have at defensive tackle. You heard Lane talk about concern with youth at that position, wanting to be older because older teams win, and you are extremely young in those spots. But that's why you need Dom, Malik, Stafili. Those guys need to play, and they need to play big roles so that it's not all falling at the feet of 3 true freshmen. That's why you went and got those guys that have the experience and are older. And then, of course, in the defensive end room, Dylan Carpenter is a guy that Blake Baker's talked really, really highly of. Continues to work, got some first-team reps now that Jordan Ross hasn't been at practice. And then, of course, Jaden Breaker getting some work in that room as well. So we will continue the football conversation to kick off 9 a.m. With Jacques Doucet, the sports director over at WAFB, and then John Eads will make his way in here at 9:30. A WAFB Sports second hour starting right after this.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality. When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, We don't just install shingles, we build.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2 on this Wednesday morning. JD is going to be here in just a little bit on the phone line. We'll have him ready.
Don't say phone line. Zoom.
The Zoom, not the phone line. Zoom line. Hopefully, come football season, we'll have that phone line back and ready for you guys so that we can let you guys call in for year number 1 of Lane Kiffin LSU football. But to continue to talk a little bit about what has been seen this week from the practice field, you've seen some movement with the running back room. I think has been an interesting discussion. Of course, Dylan Jones, and now with Harlem Berry, of course, missing the last 2 practices. Of course, he was out there yesterday on the bike. You've seen Stacey Gage kind of surge and make his way into probably getting some really good playing time. I think you have 4 guys in that room who will get on the field for LSU football this season and play a role. And, of course, Dylan Jones, Harlem Berry, and then Stacey Gage and Caden Durham. I think all 4 of those guys will play some football for LSU. Will all kind of play different-ish roles. But you've seen a battle kind of emerge between Gage and Durham for that number 3 running back and the reps that come with it. And Gage has started to catch the eye of the coaching staff. In addition to that, a lot of conversation around Husan Longstreet these last couple of practices because Lane talks about the throwing motion. Because remember, we talked about it when we saw him in spring camp. Like, you could see the little hitch in his giddy up when he was throwing. He had a little hitch in the throwing motion, and it looks smooth now. Lloyd, what was your reaction, kind of hearing Lane talk about it and being able to kind of – because we kind of noticed before, but then Lane says it and you kind of look at it even closer from then.
Yeah, certainly. And to me, it's interesting because it feels like that's part of the plan, right? If you're Hussam Longstreet, you had pretty much everything at USC that LSU was offering you, aside from if you just look at it on paper, you have Lincoln Riley, right. USC, that offense. You're already there. You committed there. You kind of go into the portal to be a backup, but it's to be almost a backup for. I don't want to say you're guaranteed the starting job, but that's definitely was a promise. It felt like that you'll be able to compete for it, and I'm sure when you look at the track record of Lane and you're in that spot, he goes, I mean, look at what just happened with Trey'Dez. They'll play that card any chance they get because it's an unbelievable story.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's never happened. Mm-hmm. And so you see all of those things, but the real focus, it feels like getting him better for next year. And this is like changing your throwing motion is like no tall that's not easy.
No, it's like a jump shot or a swing.
Right, because you feel like this is how I naturally throw the football and I'm good at it. It's like, well, let's clean it up. And so to see him take that on, Lane Kiffin to put the effort towards it for whoever's job that is to clean up your throwing action, and it does look better as he's looked better throughout camp. I feel, obviously you want Levitt out there, but I don't feel lost if you see Longstreet come in for a couple of snaps. All right, at least we've seen some things, and the tape or the resume from high school, great. He was very highly sought after, so it's not just nobody. And so I think what you've seen from Longstreet and how they're kind of preparing him for that next year is impressive, and it feels like it's on pace for what the plan. They have a plan.
Yes, and that's what I think that's the coolest part to see, just seeing the plan play out. And if you're not excited about what the future will look like at quarterback at LSU and Lane Kiffin, I don't know how. Because just watching Longstreet throw the football, he can spin it.
He might throw a better ball.
No, he throws pretty good football.
It looks pretty.
Because even with the hitch, he was launching footballs in some of those clips we watched from high school and at USC, and even watching him during spring. But it looks smooth, and it is a pretty football, I will say.
Some people just spin it.
They're just born with it, and Longstreet can spin it. I don't know how he
spins it.
He could spin it. I don't know how you can't be excited about what Longstreet can bring, especially in the future, looking forward. I do want to get everyone's thoughts on the defensive line because Lane also brought that up, which I thought was intriguing because he was asked straight up, do you have concern about it being freshmen? Why? What was your reaction to Lane's comments kind of on that position group and what you hope to see out of the interior of that defensive line?
Yeah, so the question you're obviously referring to, he was asked, do you have concerns that basically your defensive line is going to be a lot of freshmen playing when it comes to Deuce Gerald's, Richard Anderson? Now you're seeing Lamar Brown kind of take that next step at edge. And he, quite frankly, said, yes, freshmen don't often start in the SEC. So, I agree with him. That is a level of concern for me. It's not about the talent level, right? Those guys were ranked top 50 players in the country, and I think Deuce Gerald's was even a little bit undervalued at I think it was 48. So those guys are all ultra talented, uber talented, and I think they're going to flash at certain times this season, but you're also going to have freshman moments where they are out of position and give up a 10-yard run because they got out of their run gaps, or maybe they didn't keep contain on a quarterback and he's able to scramble out. I think they'll get better as the season goes on, but yeah, I think there is a level of concern there when your best guys are freshmen. It is encouraging that they've played so well to garner this much playing time thus far, but that doesn't go without the freshman factor of they are going to make mistakes at certain points throughout the season.
Yeah, no, it'll be very, very interesting to see. We have Jacques Doucet joining us here to continue open up hour number 2 this morning. JD, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Noah. How's it going, man? Good to be with you.
Doing well. We appreciate you making some time for us. Look, I'll just start it with from the standpoint of, is it ever a simple and easy day covering LSU sports?
I tell you what, man, August typically is the busiest time of year. I think it's the time that we work the hardest with preseason specials, with practices going on early in the morning at LSU and Southern, and trying to do your best to cover the Saints, go there here and there. We do high school football previews. We're previewing at least one team every day, Monday through Friday. All these things are going on, so that makes it pretty challenging. The heat is brutal this time of year for those who are going outside and working and getting sweaty and tired. And on top of all that, when you lose arguably the greatest sports figure in LSU history, as Skip Urban has passed away. You put that into the mix of everything. It's been crazy. I've just been running. So, but that's good. That's my job, and certainly, as somebody an athlete thinks about a game they're going to be in or coach's plan. I mean, I'd be lying if I said over the years it didn't cross my mind to think, how are you going to cover Skip Burtman the day he passes away? What will you say? Who will you talk to, and so forth? Because I knew that whenever that day happened, it was going to be monumental, and it certainly is.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And I want to get your thoughts on this before we really dive into fall camp. But before that, the biggest storyline kind of happened a couple of nights prior with the cease and desist and the article that came out on ESPN with the Jaden Daniels situation. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's obviously been talked about for about a week now. But just kind of your thoughts on that situation and where it currently stands.
Well, I thought that Friday's headline certainly put Thursday's headline in perspective. Sure. I thought to myself, today we lost Skip Burtman. We'll never get a chance to, if I'm on a field one day and LSU's going back to Omaha or LSU wins a national championship in Omaha, it's going to cross my mind, where's Skip Burtman? I need to get a soundbite with him. And he's not going to be there. And that's, look, he's 88 years old. He lived a long, very productive life, but still there's closure there. And I'm thinking the day before we spent all day talking about this gibberish of who would wear number 5 or not. And I think just from my perspective, covering Jaden Daniels for 2 years, before games, after games, off season, he never gave this kind of energy. He never struck me as somebody who would make a big deal about somebody else wearing his jersey after he left. Now, look, did it maybe upset him that someone's wearing his jersey, or was he maybe taken aback, or was he told that no one was going to wear it? Maybe so, but to go public with it, somebody should have stepped in and said, we're not going to do this. Let's do it behind closed doors. Let's talk to LSU. Let's not make this thing public, because I cannot. This is from the Ben Simmons playbook of public relations. Just a terrible move. And certainly the energy, his mother, and what has happened there. I wasn't there. I can't say for sure, but I'm just envisioning that Jaden Daniels is getting ready for an NFL season. He's trying to prove himself. He's not thinking about this stuff. And somebody else is stewing about, they gave my baby's number away, and it's an emotional decision. It's a bad decision. And I feel bad. I know that Jaden is a grown man, so to speak. But the backlash and all the jokes about the number 5, and I was thinking to myself today, when we're 5 days from kickoff for LSU, what's going to be, what is it going to be like that day? I find it very unfortunate that one of the most popular players in LSU history has had this happen to them. There's differences in it, but for any of you who went to go see the Michael Jackson movie, and certainly Michael Jackson's father, beat them and did some nasty things. And we know Michael Jackson later in his life had a lot of controversy. But when you get down to the bare bones of it, at one point in the movie, Michael Jackson's dad is making deals behind his back, booking tours behind his back, making decisions behind his back, manipulating him. Finally, Michael Jackson fired his dad. And I'm wondering if at some point Jaden Daniels has to take a hard look at his mother and say, this is not good business. I'm being manipulated here. These are bad decisions, and maybe has to make a similar move. I don't want to say nasty things about her. I talked to her over the years when she was at LSU. I had a much better relationship with the father. The father was much better to us. But, I'm sad about the whole thing, honestly. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, no, I woke up upset that morning when I read that article, and I agree. I think they just greatly misjudged the way it was all going to play out. But from the football standpoint, situations like the Jaden Daniels thing, I think a lot of people's first reaction was, man, can we just kick the football off and get to it? What are some of the things that have stood out to you so far through fall camp as we're in the last week of media availability before they get ready for Clemson on September 5th?
Well, I'm interested to see who the number one wide receiver is, or who are the starters at wide receiver. I mean, you go out there, you watch Sam Levitt throw the ball, and they all look pretty good catching it. But is there a true number one? I'm wondering about the chemistry there. I talked to Matt Mock yesterday. You know, he was like, I can't imagine having to go out and play my first game with a bunch of guys that I've never been in a game with before. You know, he had the benefit of working with Michael Clayton and Devery Henderson and guys like that for years, you know, before they played in a game. But I think defensively, I'm excited about what LSU is going to bring to the table. I think that they'll be able to hang their hat on defense. I think that certainly Whitweeks being back healthy, you team him up with a veteran presence there, a tackling machine, and TJ Daugherty. You lacked pass rush last year. I think your leading sack guy was Harold Perkins with 4. You add Princewell Lamont Mielin off the edge, who I think had 9.5 quarterback sacks. And then in the secondary, to put Ty Benefield back there, who might be the most talented guy on the defensive side of the ball. And then I heard you guys talking about the defensive line. I kind of joked with our WAFB interns that we're sending out on Sportsline. Look, you're all talented kids. You're all great. You got great potential, but none of you played in a game yet, so to speak. You know, had the Friday night deadlines and all that. And I compared it to the LSU defensive line. Now, I think if we just go back in recent history, something to make us feel good about, albeit a different coach and everything. You remember going into 2024, how we felt like the D-line was going to be a disaster, like they had no defensive linemen, everybody had left. They got the guy from Grand Valley State, I can't even remember his name, and I remember Verge Alsbury after the year said we need to erect a statue for Bo Davis for what he got out of the defensive line that year, because it really wasn't a problem. Yeah. And so I think these guys are all big dudes and going to be talented and have great careers. They just haven't played. Somebody told me the other day, we don't need him to be Glenn Dorsey. We don't need him to be Michael Brockers or Claude Roten even to go back. Just do their job and do it decently, and the other guys will thrive. So those are just a few takeaways from camp so far and being out there. Everybody says it's moving at a much different pace than last year. Everyone's saying that last year was a cakewalk compared to what they're going through now in terms of strength and conditioning and practice and whatnot. And I do like the evening practices. I think that there's a cool feel out there in terms of the sun's going down, and for a moment you kind of feel like, hey, are we about to play a game? You know, we're about to kick off in Tiger Stadium. So I do like the aspect of practicing at night too. I think it's pretty cool.
No, I completely agree, especially just it being a little bit cooler maybe outside with this Louisiana heat. But I want to get your thoughts on the gold non-contact jersey, because it seems to be used in a different way in this Lane Kiffin era. Also just injuries in general. He doesn't really say much, right, when he's asked about it in media availability. He's asked about a couple of guys that missed practice on Monday, and it was, hey, they're all fine. And then you've seen them go out, different guys trotted out in that gold jersey. Trey'Dez always wearing it along with the quarterbacks, and then you see a guy in it one day, back out of it the next day, and a new guy's in one. What are your thoughts on the way that's kind of all been handled and what we've learned about the Lane Kiffin era of LSU football?
Well, it feels like a pro approach, right? It's something we see maybe with the Saints or, guys like a Trey'Dez. He's an established veteran. I'm not saying he doesn't have anything to prove, but if he's a little nicked, to quote Les Miles, if he's a little nicked, if he's not hurt that bad, he can practice, but, let's not hit him too much. I think that's fine. I think, when it comes to injuries and asking those questions and so forth, we all just kind of find out when they gather up in Tiger Stadium on September the 5th, and if someone's dressed out or not, or when the game starts. So we're getting close now. I mean, we're less than 3 weeks away from the first game, but I've always had the approach, unless it's like a serious injury, I don't need to hear too much about it or ask too many questions about it. It used to be, I know counting down to the season opener was always like, well, who's eligible or who's going to miss games? You remember like 2017 before they played BYU in the Superdome? It was Coach O's first real game as the head coach after being named the head coach, or maybe the bowl game was. But anyway, they're playing BYU. They moved the game from Houston. I think there was like 17 guys ineligible for different reasons, grades or this or that. That seems to have gone away.
Yeah.
But that was always like a big question going in the first game. Take a look around. Who's dressed out? Who's not? Does somebody fail a drug test or something, you know? So, but not to ramble and not answer your question, but I haven't given it too much thought, but it is something a little bit different. But as long as Trey'Dez is out there catching touchdowns this season, I don't really care what jersey he wears during practice.
I completely agree. I also want to ask you in the room during the press conferences and the media availability, it seems like one specific media member has started to win over the heart of Lane Kiffin, and that is Buddy Sanji and his statistical questions and everything he's been able to do, the little back and forth around the numbers. What's it been like seeing Lane kind of grow with the media and some of those interactions?
Well, Buddy's always been good to me. Buddy is a great guy. When I first came to Baton Rouge in 2001, basically the only sports talk radio was 12:10 a.m. Buddy came on from noon to 2, if I'm not mistaken, and then Jimmy Ott came on from 4 to 6. And Buddy would have me on his show. He would have me as a guest. I would get to go guest host his show, and I was very appreciative of that. Certainly early in my career when my skills were not developed and I was going from Alexandria covering sports to Baton Rouge is like going from here to the moon. I mean, it's much, much different, and took me a long time to kind of get caught up with the speed of the game and the intensity of what I was covering. So, and Buddy still does his show. I think that it's been great for Buddy to team up with Mike Scarborough and do the TigerBait.com shows. I think it's put Buddy and Mike together in front of a big audience together, and certainly Buddy's come up. Buddy, loves LSU football. He invests a lot of time in it, and it's been a big part of his life, like it's been a big part of my life. And it's good. He's covered a lot of different coaches over the years. This is just the newest, and it's fun to see that interaction between the two and the stats and looking things up, because I think that I'm not breaking any news here that Lane Kiffin and Will Wade are very similar in terms of how their minds work and crunch numbers and look through things like that. So, so that's been fun. These press conferences, we get in there and there's this serious tone and everyone's trying to ask a question that's going to be a great question and get information and all that. But, at the end of the day, although it is kind of life and death with LSU football, it's good to see that people are having fun and having some fun interaction. That makes it more fun for me.
No, that's 100% right. And if anybody can make it fun, it's Buddy Sanji. You bring up Will Wade. The last question I have for you is we're going to get our first experience truly with a temporary restraining order and those types of things with this R.J. Luis case that's coming up on next Monday when he'll have his hearing about his eligibility potentially for Will Wade's roster at 1:30 p.m. What are your thoughts on that situation and maybe some of the weight? I know we're all in football mind, but that could carry for LSU basketball coming up.
Well, my first thought, Noah, is do I need to put that on the sports planner next week? Can we actually attend that? Can we shoot it? 1:30 in a courtroom and the ruling. So, it's just another I don't think many people are thinking about basketball right now with the countdown to Kiffin and this huge season opener and Skip Bertman. But, that's very important. I mean, it's a very important storyline. Off the top of my head, is he the best player on the roster or close? So his eligibility is obviously very important. There's just so much ambiguity here right now still as we approach the month of September in terms of who can play, who can't play, who's eligible, who's not, who can they add at the last second. I mean, Southern football across town just re-added Kelby Gibbons, the best player on their team from a year ago. They waved goodbye to him, thought it was over. He didn't get drafted. He tries out for Buffalo. He doesn't make it, and now because of this new ruling about the 5-for-5 in 2022, he's back on the team. This is wild. It's just crazy stuff that's going on. And I think I remember doing back-to-back sportscast. Well, this guy was the 38th pick in the NBA draft. This guy's the 50th pick in the NBA draft. And he's coming back to college to play. So Will Wade is doing what he should do. He's getting the best players on the roster, whether they're eligible or not, we'll see. But I don't know much about it other than I can imagine if he is ruled eligible, he's in a Baton Rouge courtroom. I can imagine what the rest of the nation's going to say about that. Go Tigers, purple and gold glasses there. Cajun justice.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's important, and we'll see what happens Monday.
Well, JD, we appreciate you making some time for us. Of course, it's a busy, busy time around Baton Rouge, around LSU, with all that's going on with football and then all the other news that keeps us busy. So we always appreciate you. What do you have coming up over at WAFB soon?
Tonight at 6:30 p.m., it'll be our Southern Football Preseason Special at 6:30 on WAFB, streaming on Roku. Kevin Baptiste, as usual, has worked very hard to put this together. At 2 p.m. on Jock Talk Live, which is on YouTube, the WAFB News app, Roku, Cable Channel 9. Bob Starkey will be with me. He'll be my guest for the entire hour. We'll not only talk about the LSU women's basketball team coming up, but we'll also get his thoughts on Skip Bertman, not only as a baseball coach, but as the AD, as Starkey was a women's assistant coach, and what Skip Bertman did for women's athletics. And as soon as I get off with you, I'm about to jump on a Zoom with Mike Bianco, Ole Miss head baseball coach and former LSU baseball player, former LSU baseball assistant with Skip Bertman. So we'll look to have that today as well.
Awesome, JD. Well, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Is that John?
Yeah, we're having a WAFB second hour this morning.
It looked like he was asleep. John, I know I'm bored, but at least open your eyes while I'm on for a few seconds.
I told you how to get you back.
We're up. Be in later.
All right. Yeah, I think John's going to be live in Hammond tonight. So.
There we go.
That's the plan.
He's very excited.
Yeah, John is one human being, folks. I know it seems like he's a stormtrooper, like we cloned him, and he's everywhere. But
could you imagine?
It's a regime of John Eads.
Yeah, God. Save some for the rest of us.
Maybe I do have a clone.
All wearing number 5.
That's right.
That's it. There you go.
There you go.
JD, we appreciate you.
That's
Take
funny,
care.
because I actually did wear number 5.
There you go.
Growing up.
They retire that jersey.
Look how he looks
But you don't
at you.
see me sending out cease and desist. I mean,
That's true.
Look how admirable he looks at you.
Yes.
All the respect of the world. No, nice.
Check him out. He's been silent over there, cracking jokes.
Can't hear.
John, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
At our WAFB edition of hour number
it's
2.
WAFB takeover.
That's it. That's fine. Look, WAFB.
We just need to get Kevin in here now.
That's true. That's
Get
true.
him all.
We appreciate you making some time for us. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Just
staying busy.
Yeah, man. I'm excited though. I was rolling in today and just kind of thinking about things. I mean, we got football scrimmages coming up this week, and college football starts next week with week 0, and so it's finally here. The practices and the talking about the stuff is finally over. Now we get to watch them strap it up and go play, so I'm excited about that.
Cannot wait, because you're right. I mean, we've had the talking season from when baseball ended a little bit earlier than usual, so we had a longer off season. Now it's about time for football to get here. What's it been like for you getting out there? Just some of your key takeaways overall from fall camp, just the things you've seen. Of course, covering you came into Baton Rouge covering a Brian Kelly program. Now it's year 1 under Lane Kiffin. Some of the differences that you've noticed.
Yeah, I think just going on the most recent things I saw last night, I focused on the running backs, Kevin Smith, and then anything else I could kind of see out there. But what really stuck out to me is just the level of coaching these guys are getting. I think Frank Wilson and some of the guys on the last staff were very intentional and did a good job with that as well, especially just being vigorous, with the way they coach. But Kevin is really hammering in the small details, and if you take even one bad step in a drill or a lazy step, he's going to let you know about it, So that's really something that I think we've talked about for months, but it's just been consistent. It hasn't been like all right, it's spring ball, we have a lot of energy, and now we're in week 3 of camp and everybody's kind of tired, That's really been a consistent theme. And I think what's also a consistent theme is that some of the storylines we've talked about before fall camp have continued, man. Dylan Jones is still leading the reps. I know Harlan Berry is starting to make some moves in camp and stuff, but I expect those two to be at the top of the depth chart. So overall, I love the coaching these guys are getting, especially on the defensive side, the continuity you have there. You slid Kevin Peoples from D ends to D tackles, but it's a lot of the same voices that they heard last year. And Blake Baker talked about this recently with this being the biggest staff defensively, I believe, he's ever been a part of, he said. They have made it clear and delineated what the responsibilities for everybody are, you know. So I think they have a good organization there. And now it's just about the players making the plays, you know. I mean, you got some youth up front. You have some lack of depth at other places.
Yeah.
Can they overcome that? We'll see. But I do like the instruction they're getting on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. What's it been like for you? Like we said, you when you came to Baton Rouge to work for WFB, you walked into a Brian Kelly program. Now it's a Kiffin program, and you're getting to experience a little bit of Coach O, who was the head coach before you got here. What's it been like for you getting to see kind of Coach O in his natural habitat?
Yeah, it's been cool because I wasn't here for all that. You know, I kind of had to watch from afar, and definitely enjoyed doing that, especially in 2019 and stuff like that. Just, you know, I'm from Michigan, so somebody talking like that and stuff up north would be like, just, you know, strange. But, so it was cool to just kind of follow along that storyline. And now he's back out there, and it's almost like, all right, cool. So this is what it would have been like to cover the team in, you know, 18, 19, 21, you know, those years, you know. So cool to see him back out there. I guess he's dealing with some health things right now. So it sounds like he'll be all right, and that's good. He wasn't at practice yesterday, but I think he'll be back soon. I mean, guy like that, you know, it's going to take something serious to keep him off the football field.
And, I mean, the place where he probably feels the best is
no doubt
the LSU practice field.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
He would do the Hugh Freeze. He'd call plays from a hospital bed in the press box.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, he'd probably take it a step further. The hospital bed would be on the side.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
you just wheel it up and down.
For sure.
I mean, put him in the boogermobile.
Put him in Omar's cage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He'd growl. He'd probably have much more energy than Omar did.
It might be more intimidating than a live tiger is a live Ed Ogeron. Just
put a collar on him.
I'm not sure at what point we cross a line of PETA and not. I guess we'd be okay in that sense.
I think so. I think so. But I will ask you
I don't think Edo has much. I don't think he thinks too fondly of PETA.
No,
he seems like I don't
think he cares too much.
He's a state guy.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Through and through.
He's definitely an outdoor cat kind of guy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let him roam.
That's it. But the safety room, that's been a position group that's had a lot of conversation around it. Blake said that it was one that, you know, they maybe had some questions about going into fall camp. A lot of those have been answered. Jace Thomas, Fahim Delane getting in the mix with Tamarcus Cooley. Of course, what you have in Benefield and Spears. What are your thoughts on that position group specifically and the talent they have there?
Yeah, I think Blake's take was, you know, straight on. I mean, you feel good about Benefield and Cooley, guy that played here last year, and Benefield was a big acquisition out of the portal. But behind those two, I mean, Delane played a little bit at Ohio State, but not much. Jace Thomas had a block punt against A&M last year, but he hasn't played a lot of meaningful defensive collegiate snaps.
Yeah.
So you wonder about the rotation there. And then Spears, he didn't really play much star last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
He kind of was in a nickel-ish spot when he came in on third downs, but not specifically star. No.
Yeah, and he got a lot of work there in the spring, but there's some novelty there and depth concerns behind, you know, because safety's a very physical position. Like, you're making at least 60 tackles in a season, you know, if you're very productive. And hopefully they don't have to make this many tackles, because if they do, that means there's a lot of people getting through the first two levels of the defense. You know, you're bound to get banged up and need to have a rotation there and have somebody go in and play some snaps. So I guess Blake's more confident now because a guy like Jace Thomas has stepped up, and they've seen Fahim Delane, you know, take some developmental steps. And I really like what Jake Olson's doing too.
Yeah.
And he had some very good things to say about Jake Olson, like stuff that if you were kind of just listening to the press conference while you were doing the dishes, things that would kind of just go in one ear out the other. Right. But if you really listen to what Blake's saying word by word, like, it's very high praise. Like, he said that nobody works harder than Jake. First guy in, last guy out. Apparently, he had other opportunities he could have pursued, but he decided to stay here. And he's a grinder, man. You look at his coaching resume, he's worked his way up from literally the bottom to the top. You know, so he's a guy that I think is going to get scooped up pretty soon. Maybe he'll follow, you know, obviously you're not hoping for this if you're an LSU fan, but he might follow Blake Baker to a bigger job and get a bigger responsibility, like a D coordinator position. So I think he's a rising star in college football coaching. Blake Baker feels the same way. And the rapport the two have, he talked about that as well. He may not agree with what Blake wants to do schematically in some situations, but Blake is the boss at the end of the day, and he's going to go with what Blake says to do, and he's going to sell it to those guys, in his words, like a slice of bread, like the best things in sliced bread. So I like the safety position. Hopefully they can stay healthy there. And hopefully they bring some of that same playmaking ability this year. Like, the interception numbers went up big time from 24 to 25. I think it was 6 to 17, and that was top 10 in college football. So hopefully you got some guys in the back end there. I know A.J. Halsey's gone, and he had a lot of those picks that can turn the ball over. Because this is an offense that will capitalize off those turnovers, unlike last year. Yeah,
if you give the Lane the football back 4 times, I think there's a high probability you might score points this time.
And if you get it to the 4-yard line, probably a 99% probability per FanDuel that they'll score a touchdown.
There you go. Good plug.
That was a death wish last year.
Oh my gosh! When Perk didn't get in the end zone, it was literally Perk didn't score and Van Buren threw a pick. Right,
like next play,
threw an interception the next play.
Blake talked about that too. They've been practicing pick 6 returns. He was like, "Yeah, there were a lot of times last year where we could have scored the thing and we didn't." And he mentioned the Oklahoma game, and that sequence right there pretty much summed up how last season went.
Yes.
So.
No, for sure. I mean,
you didn't need to watch all the games, just those 2 plays.
Yeah. No, that tells you all you need to know about 2025 LSU football. But you were kind of bringing it up. The offense and the defense is something that we've talked about a good bit. Is like, even when the fan part of us wants to question things, it's like, I mean, you have an offense run by Kiffin and Weiss and a defense run by Blake Baker. I'll ask you, at this point, everything you've watched, do you have confidence in one side of the ball more than the other, kind of at this point, getting ready for game number 1?
Yeah, I'd probably have to go. I haven't seen this offense enough with Levitt as the quarterback in a live set at all, actually, really. What we did see in the spring, I mean, was all Hussein Longstreet, and I liked the pieces around him, and he did a pretty good job. But, Levitt has more experience.
Yeah.
He's coming off an injury. It's just different factors that you need to kind of see. And you see the clips on social media, and that's nice and all that, but that's like 30 seconds of a 2-hour session. So what about the other, hour, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds? Like, we don't know that, you know? So I don't want to – at a certain point, you got to project, like fantasy football. Like, you need to take some risks with your opinions and who's going to do this and who's going to do that. And you need to do the same with this LSU offense, because none of us in this room – I mean, it's all hearsay. Like, we haven't gotten to see it, and there's a reason why, and that's how they've structured how the media gets to observe and report on the team and stuff. So I guess I'd have to go with the defense then by default, but the defense has its own questions with the defensive line and, the cornerback depth and things of that nature. So, but when you really think about it, like, aside from Gerald's and Anderson at D-tackle, like, you feel good about the starters at every other position on that defense. And I'm not saying you don't feel good about those guys, but they are freshmen, and they've come in and they've taken jobs from, incumbent players on this team, like Adon McKinley and Sean Washington and some other guys, So, and not to mention you have the coaching staff in the same system. Right. So I'd say for right now it's the defense, kind of same as last year. The defense won them that game against Clemson. I think that it'll probably do it again this year, even though that Clemson offense I don't think is going to be very good. And the offense doesn't need to be anything special, but it certainly has the ceiling to be electric.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think that's the most interesting part, is because I feel similar, where I have so much confidence in that defense, but then you sit back and you're like, well, it's Lane Kiffin and it's this offense. Yeah. Even though there are so many pieces, he's done it every year where there's been different guys, different quarterbacks, different pieces, and it's top 10 every year.
They'll be good. They can't be a worse rushing team. They were one of the 10 worst running teams in college football last year. That's going to get better.
Yeah.
I think Lane's teams have led the SEC in rushing over the last 6 years. There's some kind of statistic out there. Yeah. So they're going to run the ball well, or at least competently. And then the passing game, like, every year it's been new wide receivers, quarterback, some coming in the middle of the summer, and they still find a way to produce big numbers. And it's because of the communication and the green dot and all these things. They've really been progressive with simplifying the offense and making it easy to understand and regurgitate in the heat of the moment. So, I mean, Sam's been there since the spring. He hasn't been out there playing live full speed, but he's been taking the mental reps and learning the offense and talking to Charlie. So we're going to see much better complementary football here. It's not going to be defense here, offense. It's going to be a lot more balanced. And if they can get to top 30 offense, top 30 defense, there's no reason why this team can't make the playoff and compete for a national championship.
Yeah.
No, that's just the craziest part, is like what you just said is what LSU's been searching for, because you go back through it, and I've always kind of looked at LSU through this prism of very rarely do you have complimentary football. For years you had great defenses, but your offenses was like hamstrung by Les and his tactical, his approach. And then you get into like an LSU offense, like what, the 1 year it was complimentary was 2007, win a national championship. 2011, great defense, offense was not – it wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything that would blow you away, and then you keep going down you can pretty much skip to 2019 for the next time that you had a really good defense and a really, obviously one of the best offenses of all time, national championship. So then you go through the Brian Kelly era. You had Jaden Daniels, and you had that historic year of offense, the worst defense you've ever had. Last year, you had one of the best defenses you've had in this new era, or at least Brian Kelly's era, objectively bad offensively. Yeah. So you're looking to marry the two, and it does feel like with the staff, you finally married a staff that can do both, as opposed to having one where, this is where your language is going to be. Your bread's buttered on defense. You just have to get through it offensively. It's I don't know which one's scheme-wise better.
That's a great question to have to ask.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Usually when that is the query for LSU is I don't know if you're better on offense or defense, and it's not because one's really bad. That's when they're really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the closest they've been, it's a complimentary the past half decade, is 22 and 24, and those teams were solid. A couple things go differently. Maybe they have a better year, and it's going to come down to those one-score games this year too. So your special teams are critical, and you need to have that just killer instinct in those moments. And I feel like Lane and his staff have that more so than maybe the prior staff had. Yeah. And I think that Lane has a good pulse on the game too. You look at the LSU Ole Miss game from last year, they didn't do anything that spectacular. They just didn't really hurt themselves, And it was kind of like a Rocky Balboa Creed fight. They knew it was going to go probably 15 rounds, but by the end of it, they won because, again, they didn't hurt themselves, and they stayed in it, and they waited for LSU to make mistakes, and LSU made mistakes with penalties and turnovers and the like, and eventually they won the game, So I feel much better about this staff pulling out those close games that make the difference between a 9-3 season and a 10-2 or an 8-4 and a 10-2. So.
What are your feelings on the quarterback position, on Levitt? Now getting to see him some, looks healthy, like you said, from everything that we've been able to see. Hasn't been anything that looks like it's held him back. But coming off of an injury, of course, kind of the PTSD from last year and all that transpired with Nuss and his injury history. And then even just watching some of the clips that people put out, the lowlights of Sam Levitt on social media, where he does get a little wild with his throws and all those things, and sometimes mistakes do get made. What are your thoughts on the quarterback position, on Levitt, and everything that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I'm excited to see him play. He brings that extra dimension to the quarterback position that LSU hasn't had the past couple years. And so when you don't have that, it kind of limits what you can do. Whereas if you do, it opens up the playbook even more. So I think they're going to do a lot of creative things with him, pitches, options, designed quarterback runs. And when the pocket breaks down, he's going to have the ability to rush through the gaps that are open and pick up those hidden valuable extra yards. Trinidad did that a bunch of times last year, because you're not always going to have the answer, right? Sometimes the defense is going to out-scheme you or call up the right thing, and that just is what it is. But there's a handful of plays in a football game that, you could call the perfect play, you could scheme it up exactly how you need to, and still the other team wins the down. And it's because of the running dimension and just that playmaking ability that somebody has, like Jaden had, like Johnny Manziel had, like Joe had on that third down. That's just stuff that, players got to make plays. And I think that Sam Levitt is a player, and that's why they won so many games with him at Arizona State. That's why they went on that run. Definitely had a lot of talent around him too, but guess what? Got a lot of talent around him here, true. So I'm really excited to see what he brings. I just think it's a perfect match. Kiffin with Levitt, with Charlie Weiss, and now it's just about executing. And I have no doubt that he will do that because he's already played on some of the biggest stages, and he's an older veteran guy. And I understand there was some antics and stuff in the portal process months ago, but Sam's here to win, prove himself, and go to the league. Yeah. So he's locked in on what needs to be done to do that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I think everybody's seen Sam Levitt highlights and what have you, but I don't think until he does it in Tiger Stadium where you get to see it with your own eyes that people are going to realize how different and the contrast between what you saw last year and this year will be, because that's where he makes his hay, is when things break down. It's almost like he looks for that. Yeah. He would rather the play break down than it go on schedule, which, look, the way that he plays, I just know it won't be boring. I know that he's going to do something maybe twice a game, maybe 10 times a game. They're just like, oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what did I just watch? Yeah. And that's the exciting part from, like, just a fan perspective is even with the way that he plays, he didn't make that many mistakes throwing the football. There's not a lot of interceptions. Now, where they're close calls, absolutely. But he somehow, whenever he gets into that fight or flight mode, he almost gets more accurate. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just able to make plays, and I think that's the difference between having an average player at quarterback and having somebody that can help you win a national championship is those small, like Trey'Dez Chambliss against Georgia. If he doesn't make that play, they're not winning that football game, but they called the right thing. Sometimes your players are better than their players. Trey'Dez Chambliss was the best player on the field, and it showed.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I know that Sam struggled against SEC teams in the past if you look at his resume, but I just like his fit in this system, and I think they're going to make it easier for him, and he doesn't need to play hero ball back there. He can if he needs to, but I don't think he's really going to need to do that all that much.
Because a lot of people will probably make the comparison to like a Johnny Manziel, who whenever he played against LSU, he looked pedestrian, like he looked normal.
Yeah.
And then every other team he played, it was like, this is a generational. I don't know how he does it, but he does it every time. And so that is the critique for Sam Leavitt is now it's not just LSU. You won't have to play that defense except every day, except for Saturday. But it's how he does against the entire SEC. Yeah. I think it's not the I don't think that's the reason Sam won't succeed is SEC defenses are going to be too much for him.
Yeah. No, I mean, and like John said, I mean, there's talent around him at every position. I mean, the offensive line that they've put together, I mean, think about the improvements they've made there, the pieces they've brought in. I'll ask you about one specific group in the wide receiver room. Obviously, they opt not to go and get a one. They build out a room with depth and some different pieces and guys that do different things. Have there been specific guys that have caught your eye through fall camp, maybe different or the same as spring?
I've been saying for months, I think Jackson Harris is the guy. I'm going to stick with that, just based on what I saw in the spring in the closed scrimmages and stuff that we couldn't film. I mean, he was the go-to guy, and I know that's Longstreet and it's not Leavitt, but I have no reason to believe that won't continue. You know, he's got everything you want. I mean, he proved himself at Hawaii. He was an all-conference player. He has the length, the size, and the speed. He has the combination of everything you want in a wide receiver. And they have some other guys of similar prototype in that room, but he's the guy that really produced in the spring that I saw. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if that's continued or not in the live settings in the fall, but I have no reason to believe that it hasn't. But, you look back at Ole Miss's wide receiver rooms the past couple of years, they've kind of been constructed differently just based on what they've had in the room. Like there's been some years they've had an alpha or a top two, but then there's also years that they've had 4 or 5 guys that have contributed 600-plus yards, that kind of thing. And so I think that we'll probably see something more similar to that because I also like a Trey Wilson, a Jace Brown, a Winnie Watkins. Trey'Dez is going to eat up targets. I mean, he's essentially a pseudo wide receiver there too. So I think it's going to be pretty spread out, to be honest with you. But I also think they're going to run the football well, too. So it's going to be one of those things where you're going to run out of plays and yards because I feel like both are going to contribute quite a bit. But to me, Jackson Harris is my guy, I think, at least to start the season. But there will be plenty of other contributors, too.
Yeah, I like that. And you kind of brought up, as much as we got to see in spring, a lot less here in fall. Kind of, what are your thoughts or maybe like – because some people, would be, you could be upset about it from a media availability standpoint of the life we lived with BK and then what it is now, or could look at it from the standpoint of like the way it's being run now, of you only get to see what they want you to see. Lane's only telling you what he wants you to know, all those sorts of things. What are your kind of takeaways on how it's been handled and run since Kiffin's arrived?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we get, opportunities at all. Like they don't have to do that for us, but I think that Michael Bonnet's kind of explained to him how it works. I mean, we have so many media people.
Right.
Like it's crazy. Like there's at least 20 of us at every practice for 10 minutes. Some of us driving from New Orleans, Lafayette. I mean, all over. It's just crazy. So I'm glad that we're getting some opportunity. I would like to be able – now, look, this is just like my Christmas wish list.
Of course.
Like, I'm just saying what I would like. I would love to be able to go and watch the scrimmages.
Yes.
No film,
but
just watch and take notes.
See it. Yeah.
Because we're not putting out – we're not charting formations.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing that. Like I don't think anybody really cares about that. There's probably some people that do, but like, I mean, I'd rather tell you, hey, here's who the stars were. Here's who
stood out.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. And I don't think that that's hurting anybody. when you start to give out too much specific information, and unfortunately some people push the boundaries, and that kind of ruins it for everybody. That's where it becomes an issue. But I would like to be able to see that. But again, that's just me wishing things.
Right.
I have no say in that, or I'm not demanding that, or saying it's unfair that they don't. I almost think we got too much access.
We did
with Kelly,
without a doubt. I mean, we literally sat at you talk about a closed scrimmage.
Yeah,
we went to a closed scrimmage last year where the quarterback did not throw a pass.
He let us come to pretty much everything.
Yeah,
like most of the practices last year, we could film for a little bit, and then we'd have to put the cameras away, but we could still watch. So we got to watch a good 5 hours per week.
Yeah,
as long as you want. Like they didn't really kick you out.
Open door policy.
No camera. Huh? It's like, no. Like okay, you could sit on the bench and watch.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But it was also highly concerning.
A little bit. And you know, if people don't get injured and things go differently from that standpoint, I mean, they probably have a good year, and then, you know, it's like whatever.
Right.
But, yeah, that's what I would say. I'd love to be able to go to these scrimmages and just watch and have a better understanding of things and stuff like that, so I could give you guys better answers here. But we'll see it soon enough. You know, we're, 17 days away now? So I think we all kind of see the projection, though. Yeah. And I think there's kind of a fear factor with this. Like, every year we get excited about LSU. And they bring in the shiny transfers.
Yes.
And they have this new coach that's some wizard. And, you know, the past few years, the storylines have been similar, and we've all just been disappointed.
Right.
But this year, like, why can't LSU do this? Like, they've made the financial investment. They have a proven track record with the coaches. They have proven players on both sides of the ball. Sure. I mean, you're going to have to project at some positions, you know, and we don't know how things are going to go. Yeah, and even if you don't have to project, Clemson last year, they had pretty much every starter back on both sides of the ball, all their coaches, and they went 7-6. So it's just things happen, and we don't know. But I don't see any reason why LSU can't be very successful this year, and all the excitement people have right now can't be validated.
Yeah. So. No, I agree. Like, I mean, because we, as LSU fans, will literally try to talk ourselves out of it sometimes. Like, because that's the interesting part we have, because I mean, just growing up an LSU fan and always, like, having that excitement. Like, Wyatt brings up, like, the 2016 season sometimes where that team was loaded. The roster was loaded, and they go out and they crap the bed against Wisconsin at week 1 in Lambeau. And it's like those things have happened, and then it's last season, right, where the team, like, legitimately, like, was loaded. Like, it was an extremely talented football team. Your quarterback was hurt, and your head coach was an idiot, and those things sucked. But ultimately, like, it was a good roster, and it didn't pan out.
Yep.
And so now you sit back and you're like, you're trying to, like, will yourself away from it. But then it's just kind of like, well, what if they are just good? Like, what if Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss are still good at offense and Blake Baker is still good on the defensive side of the ball?
Right.
What would tell me they wouldn't be?
Yeah.
You know, it's
the Michael Scott meme. There's no doubt about it. I'm ready to get hurt again.
Yeah.
But maybe not this time.
Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe not. It's a weird feeling.
Maybe we're rolling up to the playoff in December, the home playoff game, and he's in his PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
And he's rolling up. It's Brittany.
Bitch.
I'm back.
Lloyd's got it for
you. Date Mike, nice to meet me.
It'd be fun to just, you know, make a office meme compilation based on how the season goes.
You could. You could pick one out.
How we feeling this
from
year,
each
you know?
game. Yeah. It'd be different.
Jace Brown down the sidelines. Suck it, Carl Lewis.
31.
That's my new number.
Beat it.
Nice. That would be electric.
What a great show.
It is. It's the best. But John, we appreciate you making your way in. You're headed to Hammond tonight?
Yeah, I've been meaning to go check out Southeastern practice because they got a lot of kids on the team that I know, and top 20 preseason team, hosted a playoff game last year. Like, I know we're focusing on Lane Kiffin and stuff, but we got a pretty dang good football team down the road in Hammond. So I went to like 3 or 4 of their games last year, and love to cover that team. You know, Frank Selfo's a gem. He's awesome.
He is. He's a legend.
So, yeah, I'm going to go watch them practice. They open their season next Thursday against Houston Christian. That's a conference game. So if you're looking for something to do next Thursday, head on down to Strawberry Stadium and watch some good football, man.
Yeah, that's Southeastern Lions. If you see Keith, tell him I said what's up.
Yeah.
If you see old Womack out there.
Yep. Aiden Wilkinson, too.
He is. Yep.
Tight end.
Aiden's been there for a minute.
Yeah.
He's
this
still,
is his third season, I think. So.
Yep. So
yeah, a lot of Baton Rouge guys on that team, man.
That's for sure.
I love seeing them at the next level.
That's the thing about Southeastern is it's we used to call it Central High School University.
Okay.
Everybody, not just the players, like just people from school in general. Nobody goes from Central. Nobody goes to LSU. They all go to Southeastern.
Interesting.
And it's just it's funny, but
we should get some Wildcats on the Tiger team.
That'd be nice if they were ever good enough. There's a couple of guys.
There's guys.
We'll see if I think our best shot this year would be Marvin. Marvin's a player.
Yeah,
he's a player.
Yeah,
and so
Houston right now.
Which
not bad at all either.
No, not
Houston's
at all.
gonna have a good year this year in football.
Oh yeah, Willie Fritz. Willie Fritz is a good football coach. So we appreciate you making
Michigan.
Do what?
Michigan.
Are you ready to get hurt again?
My expectations are pretty low.
Yeah,
even with the coaching
I'm not
change?
a believer in Bryce Underwood. I'm sorry.
Do you care about Ohio State, or you just don't care?
Of course
about
I do.
What are your thoughts about?
Yeah,
that?
I would love to talk about this because
point.
Michigan. It feels like when y'all had success against Ohio State, the 4-year run, it felt like the reason y'all had that success is because Ohio State was building their team to win national champion. Michigan was building their team to beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
And now you've got like Whittingham and like Underwood kind of LARPing as if they don't care about Ohio State, which feels weird.
Yeah, to me, it's just words. Like, I don't really care about it that much. I'd rather see your actions,
Yeah.
And Bryce did not play well against Ohio State last year.
Right.
And I don't know how he's going to be this year. I don't think he's going to be very good, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
But
do you wish Bryce was at LSU?
I think
maybe not in starter capacity, but at LSU.
I mean, I think it'd be better for him.
Okay.
It just kind of fits him better, and it just seemed like a good match,
I wonder if that's what's wrong.
So, with what?
If he just doesn't even.
If he just made the wrong choice.
He doesn't want to be there.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, he got offered $12 million. I mean,
you're excited about Whittingham, though, huh?
I am, because Whittingham's closer to Jim Harbaugh,
right?
And that's how they beat Ohio State, is playing
what
that
happened?
kind of football.
Wait, why'd y'all change coaches?
So Harbaugh. Okay.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I've seen a lot of like negativity around Michigan, but it like Andy Staples did a thing the other day. I think it was on the Brandon Walker show, and it's like, as much as there is negativity, Bryce Underwood wasn't that good last year. You were one game away from probably being a playoff team. You were
really
9-3.
easy schedule, though. Like,
of course, but you still one of your losses was at Oklahoma, a game you didn't need to play. I know you play Oklahoma again this year, but this time it's at home. Like, there's a lot of negativity for a team that was. If you just scheduled the Citadel instead of Oklahoma, you might be a playoff team.
Maybe so, and they would have gotten absolutely torched.
100%.
So I don't really take any. Like, they played some of the worst teams in the Big Ten. Like, the Big Ten, the SEC, the depth is just not the same. Like, if Michigan plays that same schedule in the SEC, they're like a 6-6, 7-5 team. So, I mean, I don't take a lot of solace in that. And I don't know. I do like Whittingham, and I think they have good coaches and stuff, and the system they're going to run is closer to what's led them to be successful. But Bryce has to prove it to me, man. Last year was just really, really bad, especially for the money he's getting paid and the expectations and what he did in high school. Like, I don't know. I'm in see it to believe it mode, kind of, and he's done a lot of talking this offseason. And so, to answer your question about the Ohio State thing, I don't really care. I mean, it's all PR stuff, and he could say, oh, I hate them, and I want to beat them more than anything in the world, but then they go out and they lay an egg. Like, what does that really do for you? So, I'd like to see action. I don't really care about what they say. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch. I'm excited relatively, but I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen.
Yeah.
So
no, I thought it was very interesting the way that Michigan is talking about it. But I do agree, like, regardless of how they speak about it, people are going to say, well, you shouldn't care that much about one game.
Yeah.
And then if they don't
exactly.
care, it's like,
you
should care
it's
about
just
that.
all stupid.
It is. It's
and
all
like,
PR.
I don't want you to fake it either. Like, Kyle Whittingham doesn't know anything about Michigan Ohio State.
Right.
He coached at Utah for 2 decades.
Yeah, it makes
He's
sense
friends
why
with Urban
Harbaugh
Meyer.
cared the way he
Yes,
cared.
because he played at Michigan.
Right.
So he understands that through and through. Like, there's some guys that just are like, yeah, I hate this.
Well, it's like Ed O talking about LSU, Alabama, and BK talking about LSU, Alabama. Like, Brian, of course he doesn't care.
You don't need to fake it.
Yeah.
But go show me that you want to win that football game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can't fake that kind of stuff, man. It's got to be genuine, and hopefully they can develop that. But I more so care about how you show up on that day, more so than what you say.
I agree.
You know? So, yeah. Yeah, man. Last year was really, really.
It was bad.
Yeah.
He just got named captain.
Yeah, and that's good, you know.
good.
Pretty good. But I want to see development. Like, he didn't have a quarterback coach last year, which I don't know how that's possible.
That's unbelievable.
Who was the coach? What's his
Sharon Moore.
Yeah. That was the problem. He was not. He didn't even know y'all didn't have a quarterback coach. He was trying to go to.
Your mind, you just shut it off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coochie University.
Last year was Twilight Zone.
No, that was the only thing more embarrassing than Brian Kelly was Coach Moore.
The only person less focused on football than Brian Kelly was Sharon Moore, and they went 9-3, which is unbelievable. And to the Underwood development thing, I do think part of it is the coaching staff. Not just Sharon Moore wasn't great last year in Ann Arbor. I do love Jason Beck, the Utah offensive coordinator that's coming over. He was a good quarterback developer, did a great job with Devon Dampier. Kind of similar play styles, very run heavy, guys with big arms. But I think that could help Bryce Underwood a lot too.
No doubt. I wish he would have brought Dampier with him and give Bryce a little more time to develop.
He did get thrown in the fire last year a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did.
The crazy thing is, if he chooses LSU, it's probably the same thing. Like, Nuss probably goes to the draft, and he's probably the starter at LSU, too.
Yeah, probably. So, here's the thing, man. Bryce he talks a lot.
Yeah.
And he really hypes himself up. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that very much, especially when you have so much still to prove.
Yeah.
You know, I think he said he's going to be the best player to ever come out of Michigan. Tom Brady went to Michigan. We could just start there.
Yeah.
So,
it's a pretty valid point.
Why don't we go out and prove some things?
Before we say things,
and complete 20 forward passes in a game, and then we could start talking.
8 of 18 for 63 yards against Ohio
He had
State.
11 touchdowns and 9 picks last year, if I'm not mistaken. Those were his numbers from the throwing standpoint.
Yeah, you are watching.
What's crazy is Lagway had 12 and 9 his freshman year, and everyone crowned him as the best quarterback in the country.
Right, because he went on a run at the
end. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm in see it to believe it.
Imagine if Underwood comes to LSU and has the same season. It would have been like what
I would blame Brian Kelly and LSU.
Think about the crumble we would have, because that was
Lane Kiffin would probably want to coach Bryce Underwood.
It's just a better fit, man. I feel like Michigan is just kind of a QB cemetery at this point. Like JJ McCarthy.
Poor McCarthy is.
Yeah, like he's. he
just got. Kyler Murray just took his job.
I know, and it's just because he didn't develop at Michigan because they only needed him to throw the ball 15 times a game.
Handing it off to Corm and Edwards.
Mm-hmm. I fear that Bryce is headed down that same trajectory. Hopefully not, but that's what it's looking like. And I thought LSU was just a perfect fit for him, man.
You don't have to tell me.
Quarterback, all the arm talent.
I was
great athletes
distraught.
Down here.
I was just gonna. If I had woken up from a coma and that had already happened, I would have been distraught. I mean, more so than I was maybe because I could have fast forwarded through last year or whatever, just when Bryce Underwood was the quarterback. That's all I was looking forward to. Mm-hmm. And then I get rug pulled by Michigan, and it's like that doesn't make any sense why he's going there. Aside from
it's the money.
Like if you couldn't even have paid people to play, like if it wasn't so above board, like he must be getting a fat bag for Michigan because there's no reason for him to go. It doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he went. And he did put up bad numbers.
There wasn't much interest, from what I understand, until that entered the situation. Yeah, and then the whole thing flipped. But here's the thing: I think if Bryce Underwood comes to LSU, Brian Kelly's still your head football coach.
Yeah, that's very true. That's the freaking butterfly effect.
This
is a real thing.
Now we're looking at it to where LSU, we don't have a set quarterback next year. Bryce at the portal.
Yeah, that's a perfect pipe dream.
I'm not. Longstreet.
Longstreet's nice, but he's not. It's
Bryce
early.
Bryce Underwood.
We'll keep our options open.
I'm a believer in Longstreet.
But I believe in Longstreet as well.
Me too. I'm ready to be hurt again.
Because I've actually seen in live 11-on-11 action.
Yeah.
Bryce Underwood was built for LSU. Like all the things that you're talking about that you don't like, we would eat up with a fork and
bro,
knife.
he has aura about him.
There you go.
I mean,
Chrissy, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, more so than
people loved him when he'd come watch the game.
More so than Longstreet, but that's just because I think Longstreet hasn't been in the limelight the way.
Not enough. Like Bryce visited a lot and came down for camps and all that.
So. Is that the problem? Is that the problem?
Just give that a good old twist right there.
Who fucked this up?
Good old.
You're the only one that sits over there.
No, someone messed this up one time. I think it was Mr. Fun. Because Mr. Fun sits here.
Now it's good, right?
Yeah, now we're good.
Yeah, good old twist.
Those are my thoughts on Michigan.
That's it. I didn't know you were a Michigan fan. I'll text you during the season. Week 2, I'm interested in that game, Oklahoma Michigan. That's a big one.
I don't think they're winning that one, but
I don't either.
God, I feel bad for you right now.
I like it.
Like as a Michigan fan.
well,
like,
I'm not like as big of a fan as I was
of
because
course,
I'm, you know,
of work.
I'm a little more. I'm older now, and you know, we have to be objective
you a
and
Q's
stuff.
fan?
But I still flip it on now.
Yeah.
Q's terrible. I don't watch Q's, bro.
You don't watch any Q sports.
Wait, why would he watch that?
That's where he went to
That's where he
school.
Oh yeah, duh. Journalism.
Q's could be decent, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather watch Michigan than Q's because
okay.
that's how I grew up.
Of
man.
course,
I was in the
of course.
big
Yeah,
house
of course.
every Saturday.
That's
Same
crazy.
way y'all went to Death Valley.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy because, like, for me, like, I don't have any split anything because I grew up loving LSU. I went to school at LSU, and now I cover LSU.
I have a couple different
You do.
allegiances.
You do.
know?
That that was just interesting because you're not. I've seen you cover LSU from like a journalism side. Obviously, you're a professional, but that was straight up like Michigan is breaking him,
Yeah.
which is nice to see that you care
I do.
because
I do.
I've been there. I
We've all
live
been
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a permanent, well, not permanent residence, hopefully, but I do have a summer home
No,
and
we
a
do-
fall home.
Yeah, winter home as well.
Yeah. I don't like to live there.
But we sometimes have to go take a trip.
Yep. I'm trying to get out right now.
Yeah, we're yeah.
I'm still looking over. Are you gonna notice that I'm gone?
But we appreciate you making your way over here.
No doubt,
I
guys.
know you're a busy guy. You got
Oh, what if they had hired Brian Kelly?
That would have been
That would have happened because if they have a successful season last year, Sharon's gone. Brian Kelly successful
Yeah,
season.
he was
LSU
trying to
doesn't get fired.
skedaddle.
He's going to Michigan.
Hey,
So
they're-
we'd be in the same spot now that we are now.
They were talking about Les Miles getting hired at Michigan once upon a
They
time,
were.
You know?
Yeah, that was Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah.
You could have take him. Should have had him. Would've
Would've been
better
nice.
I'm
for it.
glad with how
He would have worked out
Things
well for
worked
y'all,
out.
probably.
A Michigan man.
probably, yeah. But Harbaugh was good, so.
Yeah, no,
Who's your
Harbaugh was
favorite Michigan player ever? You can't say Tom Brady. That you
Pro-
watch.
No, I didn't get to watch him. I
Yeah.
wasn't really alive for that part. So, Jabril Peppers,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
That's a
great
good
pick.
pick.
Or
That's
a-
why I wore
That's a
number
good-
5.
That
Yeah.
and that's
There
another
you go.
guy that would have been
He is
great at
he was
LSU.
a
Yeah.
freaking
Like
dog.
fit
No, I
LSU.
can't hate on that.
I
one.
love
He
Jabril
was so
Peppers.
good.
I knew he was
yeah.
about to go there too.
That is a great selection.
Guy did
that
everything,
is-
man.
That is the
Yeah.
right answer.
Yeah. He was
That
he
is
was electric.
that's the Michigan Tyrann Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally.
That is the right answer.
Yeah.
He was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
God, he
John.
was
It's okay.
It's all right.
He's still alive.
I just like.
I think he still plays in the league,
Yeah,
actually.
it's a Patriot, but I think that I was just glad that the way that
Pipeline.
y'all used him. Like,
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
wanted that when LSU has a special boy.
Yeah.
It's like put him at punt returner, put him at kick returner, put him on offense.
Put him at
like,
quarterback, running
use
back,
him.
receiver. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
you're here for
everything.
get 3 years of this.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily care about your future after you're gone from.
If someone
Michigan.
intercepts the ball lateral at 10,
yeah,
find
yes,
5.
yes.
Get behind the ball and
You know,
give it
it's
to him.
Derek Stingley. Like, why didn't
Yeah.
they put Derek Stingley everywhere?
Yeah,
Like, let him
exactly.
play every position. Because in high school, guess what he did? He played every position.
Or Perk.
Yeah, Perk.
Yeah.
Let
And they
Perk
won
play.
a
Why
lot
isn't
of
Perk
football
playing
games.
safety? Why isn't Perk returning the kick? Why isn't Perk on the
Oh,
goal
yeah,
line on
yeah.
his handoff?
If anybody would do that, it's Lane, man. I mean, he's got J.J. Pegues, big D tackle.
Oh,
running
I
in,
can't wait for Deuce Gerald's
you know,
handoff.
yeah, or Bryson Martinez,
Oh, my
Devin
gosh.
Harper. Like they were actually practicing that in the spring. I remember.
No, and the thing about Martinez is in high school, he literally
Oh, yeah.
played
Yeah.
every position.
Yeah, he was sick, dude.
You should run the triple option with those 3.
That would be unreal. Would be awesome. Jawan Johnson should have stayed. Had plenty of packages for the
Yeah,
record breaker.
he's at Cuse now. We'll,
He
we'll,
is.
we'll take him.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
that's exciting.
Shout out to
A
Fred
lot of
Brown.
allegiance. He
He had
just
Ricky
covered the
Collins,
country.
too.
I know.
Dude, oh yeah, he's at.
He's
where
not
at?
there anymore.
Yeah.
Y'all had Ricky.
They don't-
Syracuse
Yeah,
had Ricky
yeah,
Collins.
I don't think they
Kennesaw
like
State
him
now,
anymore.
huh?
I believe so. Yeah.
Ricky's at Kennesaw State now.
Yeah.
So he had a chance to start last year. Didn't work out very well,
Yeah.
but hopefully he does well at this
I hope
next
so
school.
too.
So,
We appreciate you making your way in.
Wait, what quarterback left?
from
Left.
where?
Is it Garcia? Jake Garcia? Did he leave?
Yeah, he's at Furman now.
He's the one that made his parents get
I
divorced.
saw
so,
this.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's in like his 8th year of college football.
Yeah, is he
Yeah.
the one from the Netflix show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Valdosta State
Yep.
Netflix show they did like one season.
Yeah.
Of like a Hard Knock style
And his
high
parents
school thing.
got divorced,
Right.
so that he could be eligible his senior year
Uh-huh.
of high school, and they weren't like they were good. Like they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get divorced. They got
Insane,
divorced
dude.
for him.
Yeah, he's
And they
been
got
to,
back
like,
together.
6 or 7 different colleges. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is wild. The sport, the college athletics in general.
Well, just why would you? Like, let's look at the rule. Obviously, if this is the reason you have to leave, maybe you shouldn't. But also, let's look at the rules. If he wants to go play there, we're gonna make him get a divorce. I think that's awesome.
No,
Like,
no,
how
it's-
bad do you want it?
Yeah, no, you'll make a way.
Yeah. Life offers you a ton of decisions.
It sure
this
does.
This is certainly a path.
The path.
The path.
Are they back
There you
together?
go.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, they were just getting divorced for him to get eligible, and they got back together.
The judge should have said no.
So they weren't actually
No, that's what it,
they couldn't live together.
So they didn't do like the year of separation and stuff.
They did. They had to live in separate houses.
Yeah, that was
They
the whole
did
thing.
The whole thing. They played it out.
They bought a separate house, right?
In Texas and Georgia, it wasn't exactly easy to get back to each other.
Yeah.
No,
And he's not any good.
Yeah. And we'll talk to you again soon.
sounds good, guys.
We'll take a quick break here, come back, let Wyatt do his LSU trivia right after this.
Peace of mind.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Gomart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back as we close out this Wednesday morning show. We appreciate the WFB crew, JD and John, making their way in for hour number 2. Of course, John hanging out a little bit longer, talking a little Michigan football. And we're going to go to a little LSU trivia. Shout out to Carter the Power, as Carter does a great job with this LSU trivia. And his nemesis is, of course, Wyatt Vaughn, as they now have a feud over this. We have a 4-star recruit. And
Wyatt the
Okay,
wattage.
all right.
Jamar
So
Chase.
I have a
Is
little
Carter-
bit of inside info that he tweeted at us yesterday saying something about, like, it's real, like, ball knowledge, or, like, you have to be a real ball knower. So where that comes in here, 4-star recruit, NFL draft pick, I believe it'll be someone who maybe was not drafted super. I would imagine it's not going to be like a first-round pick.
Yeah, he said this was hard. Tingle & Co. is sharp, but they had some issues as well. Tomorrow is for true ball knowers.
Right, so I would think it's going to be someone who was like drafted. It's not going to be like an obvious one.
No. I think, definitely.
Not that it ever would be.
A deep cut.
Anything.
So a 4-star recruit that was maybe a late round draft selection.
Is there any LSU mystery relevance?
I don't know. What about like Austin Deculus springs to mind? I think he was drafted in like the 5th round.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a top 100 recruit.
Ed Ingram. I think some O-linemen would be good.
Yeah.
Garrett Dellinger. Miles Frazier. Well, Miles Frazier was a 4-star transfer. He was.
I would assume that's not what he means.
Was Lyle Collins undrafted?
No, Lyle Collins was a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah. He slipped though, huh? Did he do something?
Yeah, he was going to be like a 1st-round pick.
T-Pat, normally I watch on delay after the show's over, but I have so much FOMO for the LSU trivia. I'm tuning in live. Come on.
There we go.
Come on. Always appreciate you.
Lyle did go undrafted.
Did he go undrafted?
Yeah, because of the murder.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know. No, I know he. Okay, yes, I know he dropped. I thought he dropped.
Jerry Jones,
like 1st round
to
Cowboy.
I remember when that article was in the paper.
First of all, it was all bullshit. I don't even know how that happened. But
I remember that because that was like one of the first articles I ever read in my entire life because I was like 6 at the time.
You just learned how to read.
I just learned how to like read like real.
God, we got to get that computer parental guidance up now. What's your son reading about?
Lyle Collins.
Murder.
You're gonna have to just put some.
Let's go Deculus. I don't hate the Deculus.
Kerry Vincent.
Kerry Vincent's a good one. 4-star recruit. He commented on my post this morning.
He did comment on the post this morning. Let's go.
And he's a 4-star recruit out of respect.
And he got drafted in the 7th round?
Yeah, he was a late round pick.
Oh, T.J. Finley, Robert Finley, Peter Parrish.
What? So, I know. What are the high school? Okay.
You just still?
He did.
So
this is Lake Charles.
What is Calcasieu? Where is that?
It's Lake. I just fucking said it. It's Lake Charles.
Yeah, that's fucking Texas.
But what high? I'm blanking. What high schools are in Lake Charles?
Fucking.
I can't think of any.
Barb. Sulphur.
I think it's. Is it fucking
school?
Trey Quinn?
It could be. Oh yeah.
Transferred and then got drafted. Come on.
No, wait. Why? There's a Y, isn't there? Isn't it?
Oh, he's white.
Trey.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah!
Boom! You think it's just a game, Carter? I really do this shit. Calcasieu Parish.
I walk shit down.
Come on, man. That's for real ball knowers out here. I'm like that. Fucking Trey Quinn. He sucked. I'm sorry, Trey Quinn.
Wyatt, I got to bring you back down to earth.
Come on, man.
Busty told me yesterday.
You know what? You were right. He literally said, he was like, is there an LSU Mr. Irrelevant? I'm pretty sure he was Mr. Irrelevant. So good call for you.
W. We all contributed in our own little ways.
It's crazy that he was like really good at SMU too.
If
he'd have stayed, he probably would have ended up.
Yeah, he was the 256th overall pick, which is the last pick.
So much saliva on my mic.
Oh yeah.
You just
Ask Cash.
schwabbed on it.
Oh, 1st round pick.
I'm gonna have to go back to the back.
Mr. Relevant. Now mystery relevant.
Who, that guy?
Yeah,
Sharif Cooper.
You got to keep up with the tapes.
It was worth it.
I do have to bring you back down to earth. Busty, I thought this was fucking hilarious. Notice, chat, look at Wyatt. Busty told me yesterday that Wyatt looks like one of those Mario Nintendo mushrooms sitting in the chair. It fucking got me because I'm like, holy shit. Pull up one of those brown mushroom characters. That's literally what Wyatt looks like.
I don't even think you could say this.
It's like Koopa Troopa. You know what I mean? That's what Wyatt looks like.
What is it?
I know what it is.
This?
The brown mushroom.
The Goomba?
Yes, bro. That's what Wyatt looks like in the chair.
That's what I look like.
That's Wyatt for you.
That motherfucker does not have the ball knowledge that I possess.
As Jay Johnson once said, that's Wyatt.
That's Wyatt.
Carter, you better get in the chat. Come eat this L right now.
Someone clipped this, sent it to him.
Carter will see it.
I'm glad it was Trey Quinn because that's the only barb
Yeah.
football player that I can remember coming to LSU. Really, I'm sure there's a ton more.
Didn't he set a Louisiana record or something for most
he's like the
catching
most
touchdowns?
decorated high school wide receiver.
He was real
ever.
good.
Really?
Like maybe like not just in the state of Louisiana, like maybe ever.
See, the only Barb player I didn't even think about Trey Quinn at Barb. The only Barb player I ever think of is Justin Vincent.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's the only one that ever pops into my mind.
What were the other hints? I didn't even look at the other hints.
Yeah, we didn't.
I like looking at the other hints. Let's see.
Look,
arguably the
did
most,
not score at LSU.
That's true.
Yep.
Most prolific Louisiana high school football player ever. Non-power forward nearby.
Yeah, I definitely would have got it on guess 4.
Yeah.
I was very confident in this one.
National all-time career leader in receiving yards.
Wow. Holy shit.
Bottoms up. What is that, Trey
That
Songz?
is a great season.
No,
2017, 114 catches for 1,200 yards and 13 tuds.
No, that's very
good.
good.
It was a great year.
That's NFL
Do you
career.
know why? I mean, I'm sure
Two
Trey
tubs.
Quinn hates this, but I mean, you know why he left, right?
I don't.
Oh, this is why you. Oh well, yeah.
I was young. I don't have the inside information. No one shares it with
Oh
me.
no, it's not inside information. You just had to like.
Everyone
it was
keeps
just,
me in the fucking dark.
Yeah, he dropped 2 passes on 3rd down in the 4th quarter against Alabama.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
didn't know
Would've been
that's
first
why
down.
he left.
They broke him.
Oh yeah, my dad almost broke me in the car yelling at Trey Quinn. How about a little yelling at Trey Quinn? What are you yelling at me for?
Oh, like
dude?
he was like enemy of the state.
I know. I remember.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Because I felt, I mean, it's hard for me to say like I feel bad for him. It's like that comes with the territory.
Yeah,
But he was a freshman.
What's also tough is what's
So
also
mean.
Impossible position to be
Well,
Anthony Jennings throwing you knuckleballs.
But the problem also, Malachi Dupree caught an incredible one-handed touchdown in that game, and he was also a freshman. So it's like the juxtaposition of year 2. I love using that word.
Yeah.
Of those two freshmen is like that's tough.
I was on it for like a month ago. It'll leave you.
Juxtaposition.
Mm-hmm.
You use precipitous a lot. I like that one. Precipitous is good.
It's funny when like one of us will say a word,
Yeah.
and then we'll all start to like just start throwing it around.
Yeah.
Which I always appreciate.
Remember when Lloyd was on the tip to tail ride last year?
Well,
Oh
my favorite thing was
gosh,
Jonathan
he
would always
spammed
say
it.
it wrong. He would try to say tip to tail.
Tail to
He
tip.
would be like toe to tip.
Yeah.
He'd be like, that's not it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It would always
that
make
ain't
me
right.
laugh.
From your mouth to your knees.
You always say these things, and the camera's on my face. Let's do our other trivias because we haven't done those in a while.
Yeah, let's get the daily
Our
dozen.
athletic connections and our dozens. Our dozens of connections.
Gosh, I love the fucking trivia.
That was good. That was good. We got that in 2?
We did.
There we go, boys. Here we go.
Because yesterday made me mad that we didn't get to Marcus Cooley earlier.
Yeah.
Well, we got hung up on a lot of the clues are sending you a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough one yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think we struggled. Did we get? We did it in.
We
3,
got it in
huh?
We did in
3,
3,
I think.
yeah.
But
Three
it was
is-
just
the
like
3 is our baseline.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
We passed the class.
If we don't get it in
I would
3,
say
we're in a
3
tough
is
spot.
a par.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's a 3 par.
It's a par 3.
Par 3.
That was
Whatever.
that was
I
nice.
don't golf.
It's a 3-par.
I don't
3-par.
know,
So
It's
whatever.
one of them 3-par holes. Kelly
Oh, my
Clarkson and is that what's his name?
Seth Rogen.
No.
Pineapple Express.
I was gonna say Robin Thicke, but I feel like that's his face. That's too fat for his face.
But that could be Kelly Clarkson's fat face.
I genuinely don't know how y'all
It's
did this.
definitely Kelly Clarkson's face.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson. You remember that movie, 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Oh,
Yes.
great
seen it.
movie. Oh, I remember that girl. She was a hoe. Faux show.
It feels like
Come on.
Robin Thicke's hair, but I feel like that's too fat for his face.
I don't know how much of Robin Thicke they used.
Ooh, Ruben Bain highlight. Out the league in 2 years.
That was me. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
You did.
I'm right.
I'm right.
I trust. Because Messina says Bublé. I don't feel like Bublé's hair looks like that. I feel like he styles it a different way. I really see Robin Thicke's face. Let's just do it. Give me Clarkson and Thicke.
Yeah. So just her.
Nice.
Alan Thicke?
No, Robin. Come on.
You can spell a lot of words.
Oh,
Wow, that's
Dang
the
it.
first time it's ever
I
happened.
know. But I wanted to do it myself and fail.
Yeah. Luke Combs.
It's not Luke Combs. It might be Buble. Messina might have had me on that one. Recently signed to the Colts. Keenan Allen spent the 2024 season with this NFC team. Who did he play? The Bear? No,
it's. I think it is the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was the Chargers, and then it was the Bears.
The Bears.
In his shoulders.
Bears. Hell yeah.
Oh, Kyle Orton.
Purdue.
It is Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
The Boilermakers.
Oh, a Boilermaker.
Taj Gibson.
No one goes to Cleveland for vacation.
Taj Gibson's Joakim Noah.
That's Joakim Noah.
Amari Stoudemire.
They were the Bulls for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
Such a
brought
weird
a bunch of Bulls
franchise.
over. Well, they also hired Tibbs.
They did not deserve that championship.
Zimbabwe. Zendaya.
Zimbabwe is the only thing that popped.
Yeah, is there
It
a
has to be
second one?
Zimbabwe.
But it feels like that's too simple.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be another country that starts with Z. Because if it's the most populated country that starts with Z, there's got to be I would assume there's another one.
Ugh, you just got to think about Southern Asia.
Zhaozhang.
Or maybe it's Central Asia, I don't know.
X.
Or a C.
Kyrgyzstan's.
They're not that populated.
That's not a real. It's Kyrgyzstan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, Zambia?
Oh, shit.
It's going to be.
See, I don't have no fucking clue.
Zambia? They're all saying Zambia.
They're all saying Zambia. Is this a joke?
I
No.
guess.
It's a real place.
Zamba.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. What was it?
Kabuki Kids Meal,
Wagyu of the World,
Power Lunch, and 6-course signature specialties are by what chain?
No clue.
That was my white Steve Harvey.
I've got no freaking
Just
idea.
based off of what it says, I would say Panda Express, but I have no idea.
Kabuki Kids Meal.
I thought Wagyu was Japanese.
Wagyu A5 beef.
Panda Express isn't Japanese?
No, it's Chinese.
Oh.
The Mandarin chicken.
I thought pandas are native to Japan. I thought
They
playing
could
a
be, but that's
dangerous
more of
game
a
over
Chinese. That's Chinese food, though.
Oh, Pete Up says Benihana.
Could be Benihana.
Chinese people eat panda? Panda?
Panda.
Thank you, Pete
They-
Up.
they have,
on what,
people in
on what
forests in
major
Japan.
network did the original U.S. version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire debut on in 1999?
ABC.
That's what it feels like.
Regis Philbin. Who wants to be a millionaire?
That's pretty good Regis.
Watched it a lot.
I want to, Flocka.
You want to do what?
I want to be a millionaire.
Oh.
Let's just
ABC?
go ABC.
Oh, I thought Japan and China were the same country.
After rolling Bridesmaids, this actress played Seth Rogen's wife in the Neighbors film franchise. Oh, what's her name?
Oh, I do know
Neighbors.
this girl.
She's British, isn't she?
Yeah, and she's
Talking
hot.
about my asshole.
What's her name? I literally
I
don't
can
know
see,
her name.
I'm
She's Susie
looking at her
Q.
face.
She also is the wife in
Yeah, get him to the Greek.
with Mark Wahlberg when they adopt the 3 kids. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
They go adopt 3 children.
She's the wife.
Is it based in
and
Boston?
Probably Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Mocky Mock.
I can see her face.
I know. I 100% know her,
Yeah,
but I don't know her
I-
name. Pete Up said something Radner.
That's not it. She's British.
British or Australian, yeah. Something like that. She has an accent.
She does. We should know this.
I don't know her name.
I should.
I know her. I don't know. I genuinely don't know her name. Today's
Wyatt?
going to be the day that they're going to throw it back to you.
That's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
And then your dad never
Right
came
By
home.
now, I should have realized what you got to do.
We were at the Texas Club the other night, and one of my buddies literally put Wonderwall on their phone, typed it out, and held it up like for the band to play it.
Hell yeah.
And they knew it?
Looked at him and went, "No,
How do you,
No, it's crazy.
how do you spell, what is it called?
Wonderwall."
Yeah.
Oh, who sings
Oh,
it?
and who sings Wonderwall?
Oh, Oasis.
Oasis, I know that.
Oh, this might be the worst Sports Illustrated cover ever.
You don't like
Is
that
that
one?
it right now?
No, that's 2009. Look how bad
Rose
this is.
Byrne, that is her name,
That's pretty
Sabrion.
terrible.
Yeah. What else is she in? I want to see.
She's in a lot of things.
Because I've definitely seen something that she's in because I can picture her face.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in Star Wars. She's the fake
she's
Natalie Portman.
The fake Padme.
The fake Padme.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, Star Wars is great.
Star Wars is good. Let's go Buble. That's who they said.
Oh, she's Australian.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew she had an
Not
accent.
British. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Buble. That's my bad. Messina, should have trusted you. Should have
Try
trusted.
next morning.
We appreciate everybody hanging out with us here on this this Wednesday morning, this beautiful hump day.
It's AM. Andrew Messina.
That's it. Good one.
He deserves it.
Gump
He does.
day for Hunter Hall.
That's it. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Who do we have tomorrow? Oh, Glenn West tomorrow, 8:30. 8:30
Dub.
before he gets over to
Glump day.
the Ponderosa for some spring football, for fall football practice. So 8:30 tomorrow morning, Glenn West will be back probably at 8:30.
Trey Quinn, sorry. You didn't deserve it.
They freezing up, got the game glitching. Everyone watching me just to see how the game shifted. Here, hold my beer. You can take a sip. Say the block is hot.